Yo, 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 what's good, everyone? Welcome to the fourth episode of Schmoe the Real. This is wrong stuff. There we go. We're back. This is the second episode on What Real Entertainment. You got myself, you got Chris, you got Buck, and you got Suge. We're missing someone, and we'll get into that later. But
you got Buck. You got Buck?
Oh, sorry. We got Jeff. Sorry. We're missing someone. We'll get into that later. But sorry, I'm tired. But no,
don't hit me with that tired.
I'm gonna bring up a guest we have real quick.
Go to sleep
because he's on limited time and he's coming off of a big win for his faction, and that is none other than the swaggy blurred himself, Winston A. Marshall.
Whoop whoop.
Hey, don't sun me today, bro.
Look at that pimp. Look at that pimp right there.
Pimp.
Oh my goodness.
Don't worry, Shuri. I would never disrespect you in front of all of your friends. That would be terrible. I don't want to do that.
Yo, who say you can take Clee Wiggins' nickname? Like, are you the reason why she's Sweet Tea? Why she's Sweet Clee?
I do not understand what you are going on about. Do not worry about it. It is fine. But yes, no, it is a very good day for swag. I'm very proud of my boy. In all honesty, we did not feel that we should have lost the belt in the first place. But, sometimes you second guess yourself and you end up in the positions that you end up in. So here we are. We've calmed ourselves down. We have done our studying and we are back on the path to become a 2-time in the Geekdom faction.
Hey, say that one more time.
2-time in a Geekdom faction.
Okay, I didn't hear you the first time. Okay, cool.
Okay, perfect. Got you.
Oh, that's what you want to say. Okay, fine. You are not Shorty. You are merely Everett Ross, the white boy that does not belong here.
Damn!
I thought you would have said something like semi, but okay.
Dang!
I gave you a compliment before, but now I will give you a diss.
The only white boy on screen had to leave. My man's out here.
Right? Got him.
Bullshit. Listen, you're a habitual line stepper, Winston. Just a
Yo.
What can I say?
So Winston, I mean, congrats on the victory tonight with Chandru besting Robert Parker. Robert Parker, who was hot. It's been hot as hell the last week.
Dude, I just text Kaiser and I told him that we were more afraid of Parker than Smets, and we obviously didn't know what Smets was going through yet because it wasn't something that I think he had gotten diagnosed, so it wasn't even that. It was just having seen Smets' matches before and knowing that he bleeds and knowing that Chandru took him to the limit and almost won it. That was one of those ones like we're gonna have to fight our asses off, but we'll see what happens. With Parker, to have seen all the matches that he's gone through, and the only reason he's ever gone down is he just happened to just like have a random bad game. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even a bad game. It was like a bad moment, and Chance was able to capitalize on that. And then for him this year to have not missed a question yet, the only thing we had up our sleeve that we felt was working in our favor, the pressure to be perfect is so much harder than the pressure to win. And that's the problem. He was kind of going in with that Warriors, we broke the regular season record mentality, and I think it caught up to him, honestly.
Interesting. That's actually a pretty good take. And I know I asked you when I was backstage for the post. This is big for you because you now have possibly 3 chances for titles, and that can put you right back in there in the conversation for Faction of the Year when it's all said and done. How are you feeling?
Right. I feel good, man, because the other thing about it is we still have another Star Wars tournament. We have the Inner Geekdom tournament. We have the Teams tournament, the main one, because this earlier one was kind of referred to as like the new Teams tournament. If you notice, the only old team that was in that tournament was Deception, and they were kind of allowed to do that because they really hadn't played. You know what I mean? So it was a new teams tournament. The other teams tournament will be anything goes, and then you have the singles tournament, which there's talks about how that's going to play out. I can't get into that, but depending on how things play out, this season is very far from over. So I won't lie that we're in a must-win for every match going forward because that's a lot of stuff to make up. But three, if you take 3 belts you've just surpassed more than half the field. The only reason the Dungeon has as big of a lead as they do is because they secured two belts at the start of the season. You know what I'm saying? And then your new team was 2 former fucking champions. So, like, of course, like, as long as they do what they're supposed to do, you know,
they
that's
didn't.
points on points.
They
did up to a point. They did until it was time to. They did it until it was time to put the cherry on top, and then they.
Winston, let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
Winston, let me ask you a question though.
Yeah.
What was the point of that team to win the belt?
Sure. But also, I hear you shilling for corruption right now, and that's fine.
Oh, I'm not a corruption.
No, he's not.
I'm a den
That's
shill.
me.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well. All I'll say
that's
is
Chris Lopez, who doesn't even pick corruption.
For them, for their sake, and the points that would have been on the line.
There we go. You're back.
Oh, I went first. Sorry.
You went into the upside down, as we call it here.
Oh Lord. For their sake. For the team that actually played and for the points that come along with the belt, they did fall short. Can you not hear me again?
No, we can hear you.
Yeah. They fell short in that regard, but how many points did they walk away with before they did that? And how much did that further take their faction up to a point that now everybody has to scrap? Like, great for Harper for being able to beat Ace off of a tense and then to seal the deal in this final. Now he has to go and actually win the belt. And the problem is Laura's going to win it, and then his journey ends. You know what I'm saying? Which is sad. But again, that's another situation where it has moved the Den in a position that anything could happen before the season is over. So the same thing is true with the Dungeon. By them winning as many matches as they did, it has at least set them up that they remain the favorite as we go into the summer.
Yeah, I agree with you, but we saw last year with like an exchange got out to a big lead and then they faltered. Obviously, corruption was right behind, and this year it's the same. It's corruption, it's you. You know, Mercs are still involved because of Demolanta keeping them above water and Shazam winning the tag titles. So I do agree with you that yes, they give them points, but to me, I mean, I'm a sports guy. If you don't win the championship, as Kobe would say, you're still a loser. So
I agree. But I honestly look at the belts that the points to them help change the game. But the belts have become these, you know, MVPs, defensive player of the year, offensive player of the year. Like, that's kind of they still hang the prestige for the individual player. But when we're still in the age of the factions, it's ultimately, does the faction do what they need to do? I give the Finstock Exchange a lot of credit this season, and that they went and grabbed a bunch of rookies that were able to win their opening matches. The question is, once they start playing the Bibianis, the Oyamas, the Irwins, are they going to be able to keep up? That's really where that question comes in. Absolutely. The same thing can be said about Thomas Harper. He proved that he deserves to be in this league, and he proved that he deserves to be in everybody's mind when Star Wars gets brought up. If he can't bring home the gold, though, it is going to say something about just about him, but he will one day. I'll be honest with you. I honestly believe, I don't think this year because this is Laura Kelly's year, but I think he will hoist the belt at one point. I honestly do.
It's interesting to say that, though, of, it's Laura Kelly's year. All right, cool. Part of that means like, oh, he'll hold it eventually, which means, oh yeah, Laura will get it and then she'll lose at some point.
But that's because what champion has held the belt forever? People talked about that with Alex Damon and watched what happened to him. So the truth of the matter is, whether it's, you know, you were too busy and you didn't get to study quite nearly as much as your opponent, whether it was like one of the things that we don't talk about a lot with what happened with Ace back in December, he had an injury to his finger that had gotten infected. He was in severe pain, and the decision was either take pain pills to deal with the pain and then be loopy, or fight through the pain through that match. And honestly, like that, it's one of those things that was like, damn, like this is kind of hard to. So, I guarantee you, Laura will get the belt. But the way the nature of this game, even Dan Murrell, there's a reason why they say 5-time champion. He lost the belt multiple times. Adam Collins, who everybody thought was invincible, lost the belt back to Dan. So yes, at some point, Thomas Harper will hoist that belt. It just will not be this year.
Especially with how crazy Star Wars is. We just saw it today, right? Goal Leader missed the one question. Yep. And granted, Thomas got the bonus, but it was one question that decided the whole match. in hindsight.
And Parker missed 1.5 questions.
It was
right.
Today it came down to how last week for Ace it was, you know, the phrasing of one word was off. Today it was one letter of one word that was incorrect.
Yep.
So it just shows like the Star Wars division is insane. I watch these matches and I don't know if most of the things that they're saying are real words. And like I messaged PJ at some point. I'm like, I don't know what you're doing right now, but it seems to be working really well. And it's crazy to watch them and to just be like, wow, the moment someone checks down to multiple choice, or if they can't get a perfect first round, that's it. It's harder to say that about even the singles division. Sometimes it's the Intergeekdom. Star Wars seems to be the most competitive because no matter how hard the questions get, it could still be a game that's a matter of who's going to go perfect and who's not. The Dimalanta Damon 1 wasn't even a matter of the difficulty or anything, because we've heard some people say that they felt it might have been easier questions or whatnot, but it didn't matter because at that point it was a marathon of who was going to blink first.
You're talking about the OT questions, or just the match in general?
In general, just the idea of either or. It's just, it doesn't matter how difficult they are for some of these Star Wars people. It's just a matter of sometimes like who's going to need to take a second breath, and whoever does that first.
And to be honest with you, watching that match with Alex looked like that OT could have gone on forever. Andrew obviously earned it and proved that he deserves to be champion by following it up with that follow-up performance. I honestly think the challenge, which I thought was the right ruling, it fucked him up because the same way that I don't know if you remember watching Eric versus Stacy last year. I talked to Eric about that for a long time, and a lot of athletes say that when you think it's over, you exhale, you kind of untense, you just kind of, oh God, and like the exhaustion kicks in. And so I think having been announced the winner, then going through the challenge, that breath came out of Alex, and he even said it. He was like, I know the answer right now. I needed another second, and it's just because he wasn't like anymore, you know. And so it is come down to a game of inches.
Yeah, like we watch,
and that's the Schmoedown
fans, just us fans watching the matches, including these things like Star Wars, where like we're rooting for people, and like I had mentioned earlier, like I'm joking halfway, but seriously, I don't recognize any of the things that are being said. I don't know what any of these things are. They mentioned a roast at some point tonight, like a type of food, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. That actually food? And it's like crazy because when it's over, your heart is beating so fast, and you don't even know what you're supporting or you're following, but you know that you're invested. So it's
for sure.
Winston, I know you got your own stuff to do. We only had you for a short time, so real quick, who you got tonight? Phoenix or who are they playing? Because I know you said watch
the Nuggets.
Yeah, the Nuggets. Yeah.
I honestly think the finals are gonna be the Suns and the Nets. I can skip past.
You just made Buck happy.
Kyrie needs ring 2, baby.
I think it's gonna be Suns Nets. I think the Bucks barely got that. They barely got that win,
with the rest helping them a lot along the way.
You know, I don't think Trae Young is a strong enough superstar to do this on his own. I think that Joel Embiid is too hit or miss with that team. So like they'll get to the Eastern Conference Finals, but I don't think they're going to be able to finish the deal. And then on the other side, Utah's great and all. I just think the veteran leadership of Chris Paul mixed with the same gameplay out of Devin Booker that you're seeing out of Donovan Mitchell. I think that's an easy answer right there. And then the Clippers, come on now. They barely beat the Mavs. Come on now.
Let's be honest. If it weren't for Luke Kennard getting hot, they wouldn't be where they are now. But Winston, I want to thank you for coming on. You know, I'm a big brother to you, since you always like to sun me. You know, you're like a big brother to me. You've done a lot for me. I had Jay on. You even popped him when I had Jay on the other night. He's like, motherfucker, shut up. You're taking away my shine. But no. Thank you for everything you've done for me in this channel, and you have a good night, sir. Enjoy your basketball.
Anytime. Hey, y'all have a good one. Later,
brother.
See ya.
That guy's jacket was ugly as hell. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Get out of here, you Winston Chill. Yeah.
How many zebras had to die for that jacket?
I mean, at least 2. Jesus.
I mean, just...
like somebody go get that man.
Get some help.
Yeah, Matt, stop it with that damn soundboard. I don't even start. Winston's gone. I'm gonna cut you up. I'm gonna cut you up like there's no tomorrow. Get your ass.
Well,
Proud of you.
Some of you
why does Quick Show look so uncomfortable?
Well, because he's the only white boy surrounded by his brown brothers, which
Buck
is
got
why
canceled.
Buck got canceled, and
Buck got canceled.
Quick Show's not happy about it. Let's
see. We got all 4 of us here. I got my 2 brown friends.
You tried saying my name, you couldn't.
Buck got canceled, unfortunately, and Chris Show's sad about it, and we all love Buck, but
I mean, y'all saw Show Me the Money this past Tuesday. It was just Buck and Quiz Show. Like, obviously, the ramifications of Schmoe Me the Real have gotten to Schmoe Me the Money, and I mean, all of us brown brothers over here, I don't want real entertainment.
Yo, racism is no bucking joke, guys.
Yo, okay. First off,
Buck hasn't been canceled.
Buck had other plans. He was busy.
Shout out to Buck though. We love him and
we love Buck.
Have a good weekend, man.
No, stop it. Stop it. No, stop it. Stop it. Stop it with that shit. Look, you can't do one damn thing. You can't do one thing.
Look at
my man. Wherever Buck is at right now, his heart just skipped a beat, knowing that we played that shit. Like, yo, you can't go one show. Every time we mention my man by name, we gotta leave Brandon alone, for the love of God.
Exactly.
Jeez.
But yeah, Corey, damn Buck. Yeah, you know, he got a little comfortable around the brown people, man. He got a little comfortable.
Not when you word it like that. Yeah, look, come about the brown people.
Yeah, we did. You know, we love Buck. Honestly, Buck is one of my favorite people in this space. He actually welcomed me with open arms when I first started watching the
Sweetheart. He's the sweetest person in the whole after space.
He is. He really is.
And you made him say that on their show, on our show, on their channel.
No, and I have no problem admitting it. It was great. Worth it. Shout out to Edge. Yeah, Buck that guy. Shout out to Edge. Hope you're having a good night.
Yo, Kip.
We're gonna keep talking about this shit over and over and over.
Matt brings it up. I don't bring it up.
Matt's the one that brought it up.
It's Matt. Matt always wants to recycle jokes. I don't recycle it.
Look, man, like I get it. You gotta like, oh yeah, let's just do the same fucking thing over and over again. I know how this conversation is gonna end.
The bit.
All right,
it's
let's
the
move
bit.
on. I don't want to feel like I'm stuck in like Groundhog Day right now. Can we move
Groundhog Day? What you call me? What you say?
You anything?
Kelly. He's gonna get his money. He's taken care of. Don't worry.
Yeah,
he's good.
Suge's definitely gonna take care of his ass. But let's talk about this Schmoedown thing that happened today.
Do we have to talk about Schmoedown?
What's the Schmoedown? We'll hold off. We'll hold off for a few minutes. We'll get to the Schmoedown in a bit. How was your day?
Today,
Mine sucked. I got stuck at work until 6 o'clock. I worked a 12-hour shift today. I'm not very happy. Okay.
You were watching the Schmoedown with us from your car. Do not Schmoedown and drive, people. For the love of God, my man's out there.
He sat in his car, and then he was driving.
He started driving.
Yeah, but he was muted, and it was in like the thing, and he wasn't.
It was in my. I wasn't holding it.
Just to mention, I'm just saying, don't.
Lopez, why are you attacking me? Why are you attacking me, Lopez?
Oh, me, I'm attacking you. I'm just saying, don't Schmoedown and drive. Freedom does cost $1.05.
He's quoting. He's using lyrics from a Team America World Police song.
America!
What, you want to know something about that? You want to know something about that movie? My mom's boyfriend actually helped do the dolls.
Really? I love that movie.
He did Reanimator. I don't know if you guys heard that.
My mom's boyfriend plays with dolls.
It is. Well, no. When I first met him, when she really pushed up. I was gonna call him. He had a bunch of big old okay, so I know Chris won't know this, but I'm not gonna say the word because I don't want to get canceled. Remember Tales from the Hood?
I know Tales from the Hood.
Remember the little guys, the little black dolls?
I'm well aware.
He made those.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who's your mom dating? People in the business.
He did a lot of stuff. Yeah, he did a lot of Robot Chicken. He worked with Robot Chicken.
The more
he helped work on Star Wars, the Trench Run. He helped do that.
Yo, yeah, Taylor, click in the chat. Reanimator.
I could get him on. I can get him on actually. Yeah, Tales from the Hood. He made his own movie called Voodoo Dolly. He's made a bunch of stuff. Yeah, he's done a lot of that stuff. He works for Robot Chicken.
Yo, but Jeff, how was your day? Before we keep talking about Tales from the Hood.
My day was fine. I mean, I woke up. I watched Pirates.
Apparently Alien Christmas on Netflix.
Yeah, I watched Pirates of the Caribbean 5. I had never seen 4 or 5 until this week because I'm going on.
I gave up on those.
I'm going on Jesse's show tomorrow on Jesse Swift's channel, Flick and Reel.
Oh, you
to talk about. I get invited. Well, look, I don't know what to tell you. I'm very in demand at the moment.
Well, I wanted to do a Loki review, and like nobody invites me. I mean, I yelled at Buck.
Do you want to be on our Loki?
You're on mine. You're on mine. I'm for Chris's sake.
Like I said, Jeff, I want to be on a Buck Loki review. Okay.
You want to be on a Buck Loki review? Okay, I
get
it. All right, fine.
A Buck Loki review.
Yeah.
Yo,
fucking asshole.
Yo, so Pirates. Matt, we're talking about Pirates.
You mean
not the movies?
No, we're not talking about the movies. You asked me how my day was, and all I said was I'm going to be talking about it tomorrow because I watched the 5th one this morning. I was going to finish up my conversation about what I did today, and then you said no, we're talking about Pirates.
No, please
continue.
Please.
Then I worked. Then I did some job. I worked. I watched Bo Burnham's Inside for the 3rd time this week. In the last 2
I only watch stuff once a year.
I only watch feature films once in a year.
Comedy
That's
specials
not a feature film.
films.
No,
that's not a feature film.
What'd you
say?
Fucking
kidding me?
Comedy specials are feature films?
No, it's a joke.
Is
I'm
not
giving him a hard time. Shut up.
Donald Glover's Weirdo is not a feature film. There's no narrative. Like there may be a joke.
He's trying to throw shit back at me that I had said before because I like to watch a film. This
dude won't go support In the Heights in theaters just because he got an early screening.
Fuck you! I'm not supporting In the Heights. I just found a Fandango gift card. Guess who's still buying a ticket and not going to see it?
Fair enough.
I don't even know what the hell you guys are talking about. I thought this was a Schmoedown show or whatever.
I tried, but y'all didn't want to talk Schmoedown.
I didn't. No.
No, Falcon Winter Soldier was on damn Letterboxd. That's not a movie.
Jack, there are television series you can log on there. I don't want to hear this. This is going to be some weird extension of when like Cahiers du Cinema was like the best film of 2017 was Twin Peaks: The Return, which is a fucking 18-part television series. Like, no, a show can be a show. It's okay. A special.
This is kind of personal, Jeff. You getting personal?
Yeah,
that's hot.
By the way, this isn't just Schmoedown. By the way, we stopped calling it an actual breakdown or reaction to a pay-per-view.
Oh, that's right. We don't want to be like other shows. I apologize.
Yeah,
no, because we got flack.
We're not like other. Yeah, I was about to say we're not like other shows because most of the people on there aren't just white guys. So I mean, you start there.
Very true.
That's right.
I think there's only one, but we have a guest, and I think the only one way to bring her in is just like this.
Oh, you didn't know?
Guys, cut it. Shut music.
We don't want to get
music.
Hi, no, sure. They'll still hit and strikes.
Anyway, how are you?
What's happening? What am I missing right now?
I don't know what
Chris and I trying to.
Apparently getting yelled at. They're apparently getting yelled at.
Chris and I trying to stop Suge from getting not taken down, but like
they don't get taken down.
We don't want to get hit with claims and the strikes. That's why.
And that's you know what. That's your one. That's your one.
YouTube then for trying.
Yeah, boo YouTube. Anyway, let's talk to the Boston Badass. What's going on, Paige? How you doing tonight?
Here
we go again.
Man, those matches today were fire.
Finally, talking about some Schmoedown. Jeez, Paige, what did you think of the first match we got? That 5-round Star Wars thing that we saw.
Oh man, I mean, I always say this after a Star Wars match that I need to go get my Star Wars tattoos lasered off because I probably got like 5 points that entire match. So there's that. And the fact that Harper went perfect, damn good for him. Kudos to that man. I mean, every Star Wars match, and this is kudos to all the players out there, they just get better and better. Like every match, I feel like that was just like an intense match, and it could have gone either way. And what did Gold Leader only get one question wrong?
Yep.
Yeah.
And his question was he got a letter wrong.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like with Star Wars, it can go one question, and that's what happened with Marie too. One question determines all those matches, which is bonkers.
I was hoping to we'll hold off a bit more on the Star Wars one because we will be joined in a little while by Thomas Harper himself. So
the number one contender himself, Thomas Harper.
Yeah, I want to make sure that we don't exhaust our Star Wars talk. I know that we talked a bit with Winston before Paige came on there, but I mean, like, he has his own number one contender that's going to be in a title match, so it made sense to talk about some of those things there.
And Winston talking about Laura's going to win, like a full-on conclusion. I'm sorry to tell you, Winston, that's no. Demelon is going to beat her. I love Laura. Great competitor, amazing, knows her Star Wars.
Yeah, I was
Demelon to beat her.
Justin, I'm actually with you. I was shocked the Star Wars one wasn't the main event.
The Star Wars should have been the event.
I said Star Wars should have absolutely been the event. I think that was a big mistake.
In my opinion, if it's a 5-round, if it's a pay-per-view with a 5-round match and a 3-rounder, as much as I was happy to talk to Winston and whatnot, I'd still prefer the 5-rounder be the main event. Just saying.
Yeah. And speaking about question writing, and I need to go make a post on Reddit tonight talking about these questions. Let's bring in one of the most amazing men I have ever met.
Yes.
He's a great. I love him to death. Oh wait, Mark Ellis isn't here. Oh, okay.
Dude, you're gonna get me in trouble with all the Reddit shit. They already don't like me.
I went on the Schmoedown Reddit for the first time literally the other day. And I was like, yep, I should not read these comments at all.
Danny, you didn't hear up top? Buck got canceled.
It just made they were real mad.
He's gone. All four of us here. I got my two brown friends.
Oh, God.
Stop playing it. Stop it.
And he wants to yell at me. He wants to yell at me, and he keeps playing it.
We ain't going to get hit with the disclaimer straight.
I was watching Clicks 2 today, and if they didn't get canceled from that movie, then I think Buck's okay.
Right. We let the director of that movie come into the league. Yeah. Hashtag team question writers. You already know, PJ.
No, we absolutely go on Reddit and attack the question writers. What are you guys talking about?
Right. I mean, I already got outed. I exposed my alias on Reddit already for bashing PJ. So it's like my favorite thing to do. I thought Paige took over for Buck. No,
she did.
Not yet. Not yet.
One day.
Not yet.
It's an upgrade.
It is an upgrade.
Oh, don't see. Why are we bashing my man? We should.
No, I love Buck, but
we love Buck.
What I'm saying.
It's right. we all love Buck, but it'd be an upgrade.
No,
damn.
That's harsh. That's hard. But PJ, man, I know you stay busy with the movie trivia Schmoedown, but these matches, they just I feel like they get more difficult and more hard to watch as we go. In regards to the question difficulty, because even with the Star Wars match and the Intergeekdom match, you're pulling no punches. Absolutely no punches, dude.
I can't anymore because otherwise we end up with 5150, right? Right. It's about having to actually these people are studying, man. So I have to make sure that their studying is put to the test. That's just kind of it.
Which is why we get mystery men questions. I love you, PJ.
Yes,
you got a little too excited there.
I messaged PJ earlier. Like, this is the exact message I sent to him last night. Or not last night, like 2 hours ago. I don't know any of the words in any of those Star Wars questions or answers, but I'm legit scared to see how hard you're going to make these next few title matches.
Yeah.
How many times do you proofread those documents, PJ, or do you have someone do it for you?
No, it's me. It's always me.
I mean, my message to PJ earlier was, PJ, you put another mystery man question in. I fucking love you.
PJ, here's a question. Here's a question for you. Based on the amount of work you had to do just to get these types of questions, would you say that there's a chance you feel you could compete in Star Wars because you're the one that has to be the architect of the league?
No.
Do you even know the words you're writing sometimes?
It's Greek. It's 100% Greek to me. I love Star Wars, and I feel like I've never seen the movies half the time when I'm writing.
Yeah, that shit is Morse code, man.
That's crazy. You're able to like be the architect of all this stuff, not know what the fuck you're building, but all the pieces fit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's because I do know the movies and stuff, but like, I don't know X random character standing in the background who has a line of dialogue. But like guys like Thomas Harper, that dude's got a backstory and probably pops up in at least 3 comics and a book, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I've read a lot of the books. I own most of them. But like after a while, it all just kind of blends together. And so for me, like I'll go down the rabbit hole. Like you should see some of the stuff that I have written for like super sudden death that I don't want to put into like a normal match, because it's the kind of stuff where I'm like, one of them is going to flinch. Kind of like that question.
Questions for the question writers. My oh my, how the tables have turned. You already know. We do have a question for the main question writer. PJ, with so many questions, do you even remember the questions that are written from Kelly? What's going on, Kelly?
Yes, but like the thing is you stare at the document so long, you start to think, have we asked the question before? Because some of the questions will sit forever. And so then you're like, haven't we asked this? And then you look and you're like, no, it's just been here for months.
Do you have a favorite question that you've typed? Do you think about that stuff at all? Like, damn, I got a good one. Like,
every once in a while. Yeah. I don't want to like show my hand though.
Oh no, like if it
but
was,
I definitely have a couple that are like my
show us your cards. I want to see
ones that have already been asked that you're particularly proud of. That's different.
I mean, one for me, like more just because I'm a big fan of Psych, and like the Dukes of Hazzard question from whichever pay-per-view a little while ago, like for me, the reason that was a bigger deal was because James Rode Rodriguez had like come back out and taken his full name back, which he wasn't using, because if he had continued like using Rodriguez as a last name, he was only getting offered roles as like henchmen and villains because Hollywood. And so it was like me tipping my hat to like, look how far he's come and making sure like his name was actually there. So it was more just like, I love Psych and I wanted it to be like, we also pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm. Like sort of like how, something similar to that, like moving forward, if you have a question about Tandy Newton, you're going to make sure that it's Tandway Newton because because that whole thing. For those of you who didn't know, the actress Tandy Newton, I think it was something like there was a typo or something in one of her first credits, and then she just stuck with it, and she never corrected anyone. So for like decades, she just went under Tandy Newton, and recently, like in the last year, she's like, "My name is Tandway Newton. There was a typo. I'm taking my name back."
Yeah,
as you should. But PJ, my question, I got the real hard question here. When Spectacular happens in a live event, how drunk are we to get?
Sloshed. It's the best way.
And what is your drink? What is your drink of choice? Because I got to make sure I order you enough of them. Shots of Patron.
Everything is on the table once we're all together. That's the problem. Like I don't necessarily, I also have to make sure I make it through the event. Then afterwards, whatever.
PJ's just like, yeah, whatever. Whatever that answer.
Whatever something and PJ has to run up on stage and he falls. Like
there are good mixed drinks. Like what's everyone's favorite shot? Like what is there one specific kind of shot that's your favorite?
Honey Jack.
Like, maybe it could be a weird one. Honey Jack.
Oh, I got mine. Mine's pickleback.
Or Apple Crown. Apple Crown is another good one.
No, picklebacks all day. Jameson and pickle juice.
I mean, the one that gets me is like I've heard of it. I've just never had it.
A few weeks ago.
I mean, Irish car bomb is always like the proper way.
Irish car bombs are good.
I don't remember my 36th. I don't remember my 36th birthday because of Irish car bombs.
You got to remember, Irish car bombs have a different meaning in Cleveland because we had Danny Green get murdered by.
Well, that's fair, but
you
are canceled.
I'm gonna be the basic guy. I just like straight tequila. I don't know why we got to get fancy like that. Like that's
mine's not fancy at all. Mine's JMO.
Are you being basic? Are you being basic, Chris?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Chris. Tequila.
Yeah. As your damn internet cuts out, get out of here.
It has to be good tequila though, like Patron. Like it has to be really good tequila.
That's Paige. That's all I drink is Patron. Yeah,
bad.
It
Very
I
has to be
drink.
good
No,
tequila.
have you
I like
had
that.
have you had the Rocks tequila? That tequila.
Oh, Terramon is
very
good, man.
Yeah, I had two bottles the other weekend, and I don't remember what happened. So it
Yes,
was good.
but you're canceled.
You are in fact canceled.
Cancel as hell.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry to
Poor
tell
Bucky.
you.
Putty shots.
Chris, however, is so.
Yay!
Chris, yes, that tequila thing that is in fact very basic. In fact, you're so basic for that song "White Women's Instagram" from Bo Burnham is about you.
That Loki is my favorite song from the special too. That song was really well done. I really liked it. But speaking of someone who doesn't drink, good on you, Justin. Good on you.
Yeah.
You're better than us.
I mean,
man.
yeah, Justin. Your
That's
I'm
so
not
your
weird,
liver is
like,
going to be worth a lot. That's all I'm saying.
like water is essential. Like, what do you do to hydrate?
H2O. H2O.
That's vodka. Don't lie to me, Paige.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
I'm not a vodka person.
Paige don't
definitely.
drink like that anymore.
Mm-mm.
I know. Did she tell us she stopped drinking?
I mean, I have been. I will drink here and there, but the last time I got sloshed was my birthday in April, and before that, it was like a year and a half. So I think that's why many espresso martinis. I mean, those are classy drinks. Who the fuck drinks like 8 of those and thinks it's okay?
Wait, you throughout the entirety of lockdown, you didn't just like get on a Zoom with a bunch of friends and just get really fucking hammered several times a week?
I surprisingly didn't. I really don't drink that much. Like, so I think that's why, like,
Paige,
for my birthday, well, pretty much now I do.
Well, real quick, we do have another guest on, and we got to give him a round of applause, and that is none other than the new #1 contender, Mr. Thomas Harper.
Look at that.
Are we talking about some Star Wars here? Or,
Well, I mean, Star Wars has alcohol in it, so yes.
Yeah, we were talking about
we only
drinks.
drink blue milk, guys. Come on.
It's strictly blue milk diet. Thomas, how are you, man?
I have a baby monitor by my side because my kids are now in bed. My wife had to take them out of the little condo that we're in right now so that I could play a fucking Star Wars trivia match. But I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you very much, PJ, for like raising my heart rate to an unsafe level.
Yeah,
again.
I'm sorry. The last time when you messaged me and you were like, "This is Saving Private Ryan," like I couldn't have water, like hand was shaking, and I was like, I just feel bad. So, I love you, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Yeah, I'm good. I'm very good right now. The Drogon lives.
Yeah, Harper. I mentioned, if you caught it earlier, I had read off a message to PJ from earlier, just about like I'm scared to see what you're gonna do for the difficulty of these next few title matches, including yours. And I mean, like, it's true. Like, that's just as us as a viewer. I can only imagine someone who's put in the time and effort, like what you've done to get to this point. And I mean, the kind of matches that you've won here, you've won because people, you're everyone that you have to go up against is at such a high tier that it's like every time that you win, it's only because like you have to be the absolute best you could possibly be, and it's got to be like exhilarating almost that you keep having these like right to the end of the line type wins because of just how good each opponent has to be too.
I mean, that's one way to describe it. I feel like this, like, I can't imagine, PJ, your position writing these matches. But I have to say, and I would say this whether, PJ, you were on here or not, this was like an exceptionally well-written, well-balanced 5-rounder. I mean, like, round 1 alone was textbook, you know, what a round 1 at this level needs to be. And whether a question was missed or not is sort of irrelevant in the whole mix. You know, you hit all the wickets. There were multiple times in that round where my brain is like, PJ went there. Okay, all right, touche, my friend. And it just, like, it was as entertaining as I guess it was, and I'm sure it was for the audience. It was just a fun match to play through. I feel like this was, I don't know if it came across, but this was probably the loosest that I've played the whole way through, and I think part of that's just being like within 3 questions of the match, the tone of the match that's gonna like the tone of the questions, and your brain just sort of settles in like that. So thanks for that. A lot of hard work went into that, PJ, I'm sure, and thank you for that. That was.
Dude, I enjoy doing it. I just want you guys to have fun, and I've told you that to your face before. I've always told you. I just want you to have fun, and like when you and Alex and Dave Malanta have all come out and been like, these were just fun for us to play. That means that I did something right.
Yeah.
See, but with that being said, like Thomas, we see you writing down on your whiteboard that the whole match, and I know it's like part of your strategy, part of your gameplay, and a lot of us we were talking about it, especially you, Jeff, when we were watching the match. But how many times did you write?
Up this question.
But I'm definitely not going to go the way you're going to go about it. How many times did you write "fuck you, PJ" on it, and then you just erased it so the camera didn't see it?
It can't be seen. I can't. Yeah.
Over under like 2.5 times. Like
it's a 5. Come on, it's a 5-round match. You gotta bump it.
So over, way over.
Those are rookie numbers.
So can
we talk about this dude was fucking perfect. Paige is right. This dude was fucking perfect.
PJ's like, take the attention off me. Let's go back to the guy.
Go that direction.
Well, I mean,
talking
about perfect. Talk about perfect, Harper. There was people that were putting in the Facebook group talking about how Gold Leader hadn't missed a lot of questions. You had, and you sometimes missed a question in the first round, and he hadn't missed one. Which is now, if you look at the match, he missed one in the first round, and you went perfect. But I know you love going on and looking at Facebook and responding, even though people tell you not to do it, you still do it. What was your mindset with that going on? Knowing that he had actually, stats were, just barely above you. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, look, the ace match is forever gonna, and I think rightfully so, be a match that I think is a high watermark in the league. It was also a learning point for me in terms of my mindset with questions, and if I get a spider sense on a question, when to pull the trigger, when not to pull the trigger on a challenge. But at the end of the day, like I said in some post-match interview at some point, like Merle has said before repeatedly, accuracy, that percentage, that's like completely irrelevant. Like that, we had 198% here. That's sort of that's fine for folks to pour over, but at the end of the day, the end result is what matters. And so, like, to me, people are like, "Oh man, a 3% accuracy difference is a huge deal in Star Wars," and I was like, I guess if it is, but all of these matches stand on their own. I mean, like, who would have thought that Demolanta and Damon, with their respective accuracies, would have had the second championship match that they each had going into that? So that's like Exhibit A in this. It's all match to match, and if folks want to get used to using accuracy as a way to gauge people, then that's fine. But that's not my mentality. Like, I didn't sit down earlier tonight and go, man, he's at 98% accuracy and I'm at 95%. I'm shook. That's just not how I think at all.
Well, hey, Lacey. Because you're right. Because like people forget, and I mean, Merle and Bateman have both said it too. Like after their recent team match, was sometimes the questions just don't fall your way. Like the hand that you're dealt is the hand that you're dealt. Like it doesn't matter how good you play on any given Schmoe day. Like I've heard people use that term before, but it's true. Like any given Schmoe day, no matter what happens, the question is, it just depends on how it falls for you.
Well, shout out to Corey Cameron. He does a show called and Dagan. Make sure to check them out. They're on Stereo. They talk about you all the time, PJ. And I think you should check them out because they say bad things about you.
All the time.
All the time they hate me over there. Good to know.
They're worse than Reddit. Tom.
No.
Now look, I remember.
Keep you mad at me.
I remember getting to talk to Thomas when he first was announced, and which was glorious day because the man is just amazing. But you're going on to play for the championship. This is what you came for. You said it, and like, how excited are you? And especially if you knowing that you might play Kelly, you might play Demolanta, two of the staples of the Star Wars division. Like, how excited are you for this opportunity compared to just other things you've done, like the Dragon Con and being in the finals with Alex in there.
Two things. First, it's like exciting and simultaneously exhausting to have more than one game in a single year, because that's like it for Dragon Con. You get your one shot, it's over, you go have a beer, win, lose, or draw, and like we'll see you again next Labor Day. Here, like the tournament is just a brutal run, and to competitors, quite frankly, I would say this is no shade to Laura, but like Laura hasn't made a full tournament run and gone through that sort of gauntlet to go like 3 matches in a row with a 5-rounder to end it. Like it's mentally rough, like to stay in fighting shape match after match like that. And the tournament started right on the heels of my first match against Wit. And some people are like, I think Ace becomes the good example here, where they're like, well, you get in fighting shape, it's easier to stay in fighting shape, and if Ace had just had that championship match right out on the heels of the tournament, maybe things would have turned out better. I don't know. Like 4 matches in a row is grueling. Like let there be no mistake. It is grueling if you're pouring any amount of prep into it. And so Dimolanta made it all the way to the end of the tournament last year. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way. But I think both of them, they have to look at this match. And normally I'm a humble guy, and you guys all know me, PJ included, in that regard. I don't pat myself on the back, but like
we do that for you.
They're watching this match, and like I'm doing what I set out to do. I'm not like Babe Ruth pointing my bat at the fence, and I'm not calling my shots. I'm not pulling a Parker and saying I'm going perfect every match or anything like that. I'm not laying any of those landmines out there, but I'm living up to whatever the hype is that other people built for me, but I'm playing my game. And if you think that I came into the Schmoedown and I wasn't going to learn this game better than any player that's played it, and know Star Wars backwards and forwards, and set all the rest of the canon stuff aside and be able to laser focus on this, I don't know who you thought you were going to get. And so I think Laura and Dimolanta are probably at this point saying, well, I almost think their match is like sort of backseated in their own minds. They're suddenly looking at this match and saying, well, damn. Now I've got to worry about this guillotine that's on the other side.
Damn, get him.
Because I'm not going to change my prep, and I'll look both of them directly in the eye. I don't care if you rent a hotel room for a week. I don't care if you do nothing but study for. You're not going to outwork me, and you're not going to out-knowledge me. I will outmaneuver you. I will out-strategize you, and at the end of the day, I will set out to do exactly what I promised Kate I would do, which is bring the belt home for the den. So that's about as pointed as I've been in any interview, pre or post draft. But I feel like at this point, after the win tonight, I just got to come out and lay the cards on the table, because I'm coming for the belt.
Someone sent Eric the link because
I just got goosebumps, man.
That is not
real quick.
He's pissed.
Lacey, Evan is in the chat, and Lacey asked, Evan keeping that jacket. In golf, when you win the big tournament, you get the jacket. So I think Evan should have to give this jacket to Thomas now.
I like this ratty old one that I have. This is.
If Evan sent you the jacket, would you wear it, Thomas?
I would normally I keep like magic markers away from my toddler. I would give her the magic markers, and I'd be like, have a field day. Do whatever it is you would like with this jacket,
and then send it back.
See what happens.
There we go.
That is Mamba mentality, because that's, I have said it because I'm a big sports guy, and Matt and me have talked sports. I'm a big sports guy. What I appreciate most is people like Paige, like Thomas, like Saul, that come into this game and take it seriously. Whether win, lose, or draw. Evan's a great example. He took this game seriously, and when you do that and you show up and you put the work in, I appreciate that. That's who I roll with. I want to roll with somebody that's going to put their heart in it. And the fact that Paige has a life, Thomas has a life, Evan has a life, but they still put that hard work in and they still show up. I appreciate that as a fan, and I tip my hat to you guys because that's what you guys show up to do. You know, Peggy Govins is a great example. Shows up with their lunch pail to play the game. That's what I appreciate. So when I hear Thomas talking like that, man, I feel like I just want to go out and run through a wall or something. Or when I hear Paige talk about I'm coming back and I'm going to win a match, you know, and I'm coming back to play Peggy again, you know, or when I hear Evan saying I want to be the dragon conqueror, I want to take all of them out. I appreciate that, even though it's a little smack talk. You know, do it. I appreciate it because that gets me excited to watch you guys play and see how well you're going to play and see how well PJ is going to write these questions to have good matches. That's what I love. When we get classics, Thomas has had like 3 classics already. Paige and Peggy had classics. There's been some classic matches. Evan had some classics. You know, the way he beat Zach, that was a classic match by 1 point. That was crazy. So dude, I love this. This is why I'm a Schmoedown fan.
You're right. And look at all the people in the group that keep talking about, like, this match is a contender for match of the year already. Like, legitimately, there's been so many great matches already this season. I mean, it also helps that we've had an influx of matches. Like, you know, we've almost tripled the output this year. But, like, goddamn, there's some great stuff going on.
Yeah, I think we've played more matches just as a league in 6 months. Not even in 6 months. What are you, like 3 months, 4 months?
4 months.
Than in entire previous seasons. All divisions combined.
Facebook, yeah.
That's the thing, though. Like, I'm so like grateful to be a part of too. Is that especially with this season, like the Schmoedown let so many new talent in, but we weren't here just to. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like at the end of the day, this is for fun and it's really enjoyable. But we came in like wanting to prove ourselves and wanted to be able to put forth the best effort we can as movie lovers, and everything put aside is it's a competition. And I know with Thomas, for example, like we're here, we want to kick ass and take names. Like we didn't just join this just to be part of it. We want to actually show that we know our shit. So I kudos you, Thomas, even though we're not on the same faction, what you did today. The Star Wars League just keeps getting, all of the competitors are just amazing. Every match just keeps getting better and better. Like those are the top players like in the league in a sense. So every single match pretty much comes down to one question, which is bonkers, but it shows that you guys are here taking it so serious. And I think that's the great thing about this season, that everyone is coming, like taking it so serious and wanting to be the best.
Alex, thanks, Paige. I appreciate it.
Alex there in the chat there, this is easily the best class of rookies. Like, across the divisions, the Star Wars rookie class for the Schmoedown is by far one of the most impressive rookie classes, not just for this year across the divisions, but across any divisions of any year.
Yeah, but I mean, even singles and teams. Like, look at, like, we've already had singles players who are rookies who went to, like, sudden death matches. When's the last time we can really think about that happened? Like, ever?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Like, that, what was it? That was the pay-per-view match before, like, a match that everyone thought for sure would go to sudden death, and it didn't. And it was actually the rookie undercard that did.
That was
crazy.
It was talked about more than the actual championship match for the most part, was what I noticed.
Right, and like that's how good the rookies are playing this year. Like we cannot sleep on how good people like Peggy and Paige and Thomas, like all these people coming in. Even like Paul Walter Hauser crushed in his match. Like
and it was
ridiculous.
And it was a normal match. It's not like some people like whenever there's a celebrity playing, they like say, "Oh, it's a celebrity question match." No, that was a normal match.
Yeah.
Even Doug's match today, man, like that round one, like definitely had some tricky questions in there, and they pulled up on top, and they went into overtime too. Like, everyone's taking it pretty serious this season. I think this is the most it's been like as intense as possible because everyone wants to come out on top.
Yeah, and like the fact that there are conversations in June about the speculating about the struggles that factions are going to have. Nice. About who to put in what tournament, what teams, is there a team shakeup in the fall, like for stuff that's 3, 4, 5 months away at this point is great. That's proof positive that the talent is deep. And I think you're going to see, you saw some call ups already from the FCL. Mm-hmm. That pace isn't going to change. And it's I think I feel very privileged to be a part of it. Win or lose, I mean, it's easy to say that, I guess, that when you're winning. Man, I've still got goosebumps from that promo. I saw it after. I didn't see it until after the fact.
You missed Thomas giving a hell of a promo. That's all I got to say, Nerd Chronic. Just go back and watch. Go back to
that time stamp. It's great. You're gonna see me looking down a lot because I was on my phone for a minute, but otherwise it was great. Everything.
You need to hear Thomas's entire monologue, dude. And I'm telling you right now, Eric, that is fodder for you.
That may be his entire championship match promo. Just
that
right there.
That. And Jeff, when we were watching the Star Wars match, and when you had mentioned Thomas's gameplay, I forget what you mentioned exactly about it.
Okay, so one thing I've noticed, and I've seen some other people have done it, but you're the one who I noticed it first with this was. In round one, of course, and a betting round, and if it's in sudden death, people use the whiteboards. Round 2 and round 3/5 is normally just you sit there and you answer everything. However, I noticed that before you make sure to take the time before just jumping on an answer, you write it out on your whiteboard. And I just I guess it seems a little unique to how players end up playing, where you're utilizing the whiteboard in rounds where it's not necessary or not needed, not necessarily necessary. I guess walk me through how that process works, where you're using a whiteboard when you don't have to use one.
Yeah, I feel like it's that question has come up a lot this season, and I would like to point out, I'm no trailblazer here. Mara used hers in the championship match at the beginning of the season, and not that you asked the question assuming that I was the first to do it, but like Parker's used it before. I think I'm missing one person that's used it before, but anyhow, I'm not the first to use it. But for me, it was just amusing coming into this match, watching the banter about questioning the speed with which answers come to me, and that the use of the whiteboard has any indicator on how Oyama. Thank you, Corey. That's exactly who the other person was. So the technique is not new, but I was just amused by the banter. Like Harper is using the whiteboard. He's so slow. He just methodically plods through these things, and he's going to be garbage in the speed round. And I just had to laugh because I'm like, okay, I guess if what you see on the screen is all you have to go with, and that's the narrative. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's a calming mechanism, like more than anything. It slows me down. It slows my brain down. And
did you want to write the answers down? Did you want to write the answers down, Thomas?
Yes. Oh, in the speed round you're talking about. I thought you were talking about round 5.
Were you fighting the urge to write something down?
I was keeping my score.
I feel like
I was keeping my score.
Something, yeah. Honestly, when you used to do I definitely noticed it in this match because it's your third or fourth match now that you are doing it. Kind of is like it's like a calming mechanism. But honestly, I thought you just held it up a lot because you're either keeping score for yourself or you just don't know what to do with your hands.
I don't want to sit there. I'm like Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with my hands. You can see me in my match. I'm like framing my face every 5 seconds because I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, don't mind me.
I mean, you're right. It wasn't necessarily. I didn't think it was an assumption of, oh yes, you were the first one that I've noticed or that. No, you're the first one I've had the opportunity to ask this question.
Yeah, so it slows you. I think it slows you down. It makes you sure. I would say that none of this is. I'm happy to open the curtain because I feel like none of this is rocket surgery. But in round 2, the last thing that you want to do is speed through and just spit out an answer to look good for the Facebook or the Reddit crowd, and then get it wrong and like fall on your ass and hand your opponent 2 points. I would much rather people think that I'm just this slow tortoise who just happens to know all the answers than pull a gold leader and in the one moment that it matters stumble. And that's no shit. Like Evan is very quick because and I'm the same way. You either know it or you don't. He's said that before openly. And that's why he answers so quickly. It's not like there's some light bulb that needs to like flicker on for him. And my mentality is that if I can avoid that 1 in 100 or that 1 in 1,000 mistake that's going to cost me the match, then I'll let people speculate all they want.
Yeah, and around here we love Reddit. PJ absolutely loves Reddit.
I'm not. Everyone not keep dragging me into that because I am trying to make amends with the people at Reddit who I sent you the picture. They watched this and they were like,
I said you love Reddit.
I love Reddit. I love that.
I don't care.
I will be very open. I don't mind I love that. I'm very active on Reddit. You will find me on Reddit at Blizzard 1. I fucking ran a contest for.
I saw that earlier, actually.
Yeah,
I don't
we know. I don't mind the Reddit crowd.
We track you guys and it's like we have like a group chat for like this crossover show we do where it's like, shit, here we go again with these people on Reddit.
Yeah, like I can't tell you guys how many times I've been like, they're doing it again. I love them. Like, God bless them. They care about the show, but sometimes I'm like, God damn, guys.
PJ, I'm pretty sure I can put a number on that.
We made a lot of fun on the of the Reddit last week, and then in the Reddit, they're like, "Did you hear they made fun of us?"
They're gonna drag us. They're gonna drag us.
I will put this out there. Kratos, if you're out there, I know you're a huge Finstock fan, and I'm sorry for what I had to do tonight. If you were at a live event, I will buy you a drink because I feel like you get so down on yourself, and for no reason. You doubt yourself. You doubt Finstock at points.
Kratos is right there.
Your own head.
It's not me. It's not.
No, it's not.
I have my own thoughts.
It's a running gag. It's a gag because
my name on Reddit is literally my name. So
you don't know exactly who I am because I don't change my social. So
I don't even go on Reddit, but I feel like I would be that idiot to like keep it the same as like all my socials, and then people would be like, why are you here? Like,
why's Chris Lopez here? Lame ass.
Now they know that we're always watching. So there's that.
I mean,
I try not to read the comments. I don't know.
I mean, I assume a lot of competitors. I mean, I was reading the YouTube comments today, and Shannon was in there because one of the matches today. Shannon was in there. Koi was in there. Look at
Shannon's the reason I ended up on Reddit. Because she was sending me the shit that people on Reddit were saying.
Yeah,
wait,
like
fans. Did you say Shannon?
Yeah, Shannon. Yeah, Shannon.
Yeah, I don't look at Reddit until you send me the shit, PJ. So by extension, I ended up on Reddit because of Shannon, a woman I've never met or spoken to before.
She's great. She's great.
So we're saying that because of Shannon, we all know what this Reddit is.
Yeah. So it's Shannon's fault.
Yeah. Shannon's Kratos.
Shannon, I love you dearly. You are one of my favorite people in the whole world. I have spent so much time with you. You God damn it, this is all because of you.
If I can pose a question
real quick before you pose that question. Mm-hmm. I unfortunately have to go. I have work to do 6 hours. So I'm gonna depart here. Thomas, nice to see you. PJ, Paige, I love you. Jeff, fuck you. Suge and Chris, I love you guys.
Later, brother. Be good.
See ya.
Go to sleep, man.
All right, so Chris, finally now we got rid of our third wheel.
He said it, not me.
That's amazing.
Let the record show.
That's amazing.
But if I can ask,
go ahead.
If I can ask a question to the competitors, or even PJ, if you have the 2 cents. The FCL is calling up a bunch of folks now, apparently, and we're getting some new faces that came from the developmental part of the movie trivia Schmoedown. I know, Thomas, you're going to be working firsthand with one of them, with Ross Arsenault. I hope I pronounced his name right. But, I mean, Thomas, have you spoken to Ross? And what do you guys think of the FCL editions, if y'all have an opinion?
First of all, I love that there have been massive call-ups already. I wasn't surprised that nobody was called up in the first free agency round. That was just an early time. You had probably 60% of the Schmoedown competitors that hadn't seen matches, much less FCL competitors. So to see the first full free agency period, and you get, I'll call it 3.5, because Del Rio, obviously never made the drop to the FCL. He just got immediately snapped up. But I love it, and I wish that the free agency period would have been a little bit to the right, so we would have had some time to see how this match shook out before we pulled the trigger, so we kind of went on a hope and a prayer there. I personally wrote a 3-round match for Ross, like by my own hand, cranked up to an 11 on the difficulty meter, and said, I told Kate, I said, do you trust me to combine this guy? She said yes, and I said, I'm going to put him through the ringer, and she said obviously, and I said, not that these are questions that would realistically be asked, but I need to know where his knowledge is at. And we picked him up. I called Kate immediately after the combine and gave my recommendation. That move would not have happened if he had not performed the way he did. And I will tell you that the biggest character piece of it, and I think this is something that probably applies to most of the FCL competitors, the moment that he found out he was getting called up, there wasn't a question like, when am I getting a match, this or that, or like what's my nickname going to be, or anything like that, or anything about Ross. Ross asked me directly, what can I do to help you get prepped for this match, days out from the competition? And that tells you all you need to know about a guy like Ross. And so from my vantage point, from the Den's vantage point, regardless of what shakes out in the second tournament, we've got 3, like the strongest tripod of Star Wars competitors in the league, bar none. And the 3 of us are operating with that exact mentality that we're here. I don't care who's playing in a match. The 3 of us are going to be supporting each other, prepping each other, and getting each other ready. And I guarantee you that there's going to be a mock match or a mock study session where we're going to ask a question that's going to be the difference in a match. I can tell you right now, I'm not going to say which match it was, but there's a match that I won based on a study session that we had, about a week prior. And so it pays off. And there is the thing that I've noticed in my time in the league is that we have some absolute just worker bees on the Den. We have folks like Jess and Silvestrini and Peggy, who pour their time into helping other people. They probably work as much for others like me as they do for themselves to get themselves ready. But it's very difficult for a singles player, and in some cases an IG player, to transition and ask and properly prep a Star Wars player. It's just the division is that weird and it's that deep. So to have somebody like a Ross on the team that can come in and be just an arsenal of knowledge, not to make a pun on his name, but a literal arsenal of knowledge to be in a prep mode. Like, even if he never sees a match this season, that he's good. I'm telling you right now that he survived and did exceptionally well in a 3-round match that I don't think that most of the MTS competitors in the division would have survived. He's with us now. He's helping me prep. He's helping Lacey prep, and we're helping him prep as he gets ready in a match that he'll hopefully get in the near future. So that ought to send a message to the rest of the league about exactly how serious the Den is about bringing that Star Wars belt home, and about where we are and how we value this division amongst others.
Man, can you stop giving me goosebumps tonight, man? You're like making me. I want to go freaking run through a wall. But before we get into Thomas giving everybody goosebumps, we have 2 more guests.
Actually, I have one, Shug.
We have one.
We just have the one.
We just have one.
Yes, because Thomas said her name 3 times, and she popped into our little StreamYard. And the last time she was on this channel, we kind of caused a hubbub, and it was kind of messy, but I think we're okay now. And it's Lacey Gillerin. Hi, Lacey.
Hey, guys.
Hey. What's up, Lacey?
Is it okay? I thought there was a lot of drama that I didn't know I started.
Look, we are so grateful that Just Daggers came on our show, and it was a great time. We loved having him on. Loved seeing him playing the FCL, but geez, that was a tense couple days.
I guess I was just guilty by association. I was just like, what?
Well, I mean, Lacey, you're still my friend, so don't worry about it.
Oh,
yes, of course. No bad blood from all of us here at Schmoe Be the Real. But I mean, Lacey, what a kick-ass match by your teammate over there, Thomas Harper, and he's been talking.
Is anyone surprised? No one's surprised. Everyone knew it was coming.
I think it was one of the worst kept secrets. I mean, Gold Leader definitely put up a great fight. I mean, he missed that one question, but in Star Wars, you can't be missing questions like at all. Like that's just the league y'all signed up for.
And he hasn't been until this time. So to his defense a little bit, is like it just happened that it was this one. Right. Because he has been going perfect, and that was what everybody was looking at, is like, these two guys have been going perfect. What's going to happen?
And we were just talking about Ross and his addition to the Den. Have you had a chance to talk? I think Peggy put in the chat that y'all got to watch this match with Ross. Like, how have you like ushered him in to the little Star Wars portion of the Den?
Yeah,
full
Ross
hazing.
Is I didn't do any hazing. Saul might have, but I didn't. Ross is great. I learned that he's from Canada, which I did not know. He's super nice. He has a baby Yoda, Grogu, behind him at all times, so automatically he gets bonus points with me. And he's just really excited to be a part of the team and to help us and to work with us, and that's all that matters to me. Is like, if you're happy to be here, I'm happy to be here with you.
See, and I'm excited to see Ross. I got to talk to him on Speaking of Schmoedown a couple weeks ago, and he just seems like he's incredibly determined. And that was when he was just thinking FCL before MCS even happened, or before. I was shocked to see his name pop up because my man only played one match, and usually like the other call-ups, they've seen at least two, and one of them was in a title match that's coming up. So we see Ross play the one match. I believe he got every question right. He got every point possible, which is impressive nonetheless. But now he's joining the both of y'all, and the Den. Holy hell, we might have a little like Cupid's chokehold over there on Star Wars going forward.
Well, Thomas did avenge me tonight. Avenged me for my first match so long ago.
Somewhere Gold Leader is going to get the Koro 2 airspeeder tattooed on his body, and he'll never forget it.
Now, Thomas, because I know you got to get out of here, I did want to ask you something, because one of the things, like you said, bringing up Reddit, we always bringing back to Reddit.
We love Reddit.
We love Reddit. We talked about it, though. You said, what one of the things about the Schmoedown is the character work. And you had said, people say my character's boring, whatever, but tonight and the last match, you showed actually a lot of emotion, especially at the end of the match. How good was it to release that? Because you played it cool, calm, and collected. Like I said, you're a stone cold killer to me, but you absolutely have let some of that emotion out in the last two matches. Is that just because how excited you are? Is it because the relief? Like, what is you letting that emotion out?
I think part of it's getting my feet under me. Part of it is just the dynamic with Kate. She really is a fantastic manager. To anybody that is still doubting her at this point in the season about her managerial ability and whatnot, how many other managers out there have a tournament win on their records that they can say that they can coached a faction member to a tournament win? That's a very small club. And so, I think the proof is in the pudding about the effect that she has on me. I think it settles me down during the match. This is the loosest that I've ever played. And I do love Reddit. PLD, I love Reddit. Like, I say that sincerely.
PJ, everyone's like, PJ, what about Reddit?
I just don't want Reddit to hate me. And now it just
they can hate us, PJ.
Somewhere a thread just popped up of like, PJ hates Reddit.
Yeah, show me the real PJ hates Reddit, and I just started it.
No, but I like to your point. I think part of it's finding your footing. My wife had sort of pulled me aside after the first match and was like, "That's not you on screen. Like that's not even." And I was like, "Well, at Dragon Con, I'm really focused." She was like, "Yeah, but you make jokes and you're still yourself in the match, even though you're laser focused." And I sort of have reflected on that, and it's not been an instantaneous change, but I think you've seen an evolution over 4 matches that I'm coming into my own in that regard. And a huge part of that is Kate just bringing it out of me and making me feel comfortable with just sort of being a goofball at points, but also having that sort of laser focus. And I think that on some level has to add to the intimidation factor, because like at the end of the day, like I'm having fun. I don't care what's going on in your brain on the other side of the screen. Like you're nervous and wondering what's the next question. Am I going to know it? Am I not? Is it going to be in one of my big gaps in the armor that I have? Like I'm over here with supreme confidence in what I know, and on the same token, I'm having fun and just looking forward to the next interaction with Kate, and like what ridiculous Star Wars character she's accurately going to name, during our next interaction. And so like what I hope for is a Go-Gurt shirt, or maybe a Luke Moonwalker shirt. So like the Schmoedown merch table at the next live event is going to look like partly Schmoedown stuff, but then like bootleg Star Wars stuff on the side that's going to be sold. Thanks to the den and thanks to Kate. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I expect more of the same in the championship match.
See, Indoor Chronic brought up that great point. I loved your reaction to winning. And same thing for Changer. Changer had a similar one where y'all are just like, let's go! just screaming. Like, I love seeing the genuine reaction, especially out of you, because you usually come on shows calm, cool, and collected, and then we get to see you like after your name's called and you win, and you immediately start, yes, yeah, like just getting like all hyped. That it warms my heart, and it reminds me what I'm watching, because like I'm over here watching all tense, like, oh my god, like he's going perfect, he's going to continue to go perfect. You get the 5 with ease, because I mean, what else do we expect? Lacey said it. I mean, I don't know what I expected watching the match, but you got it with ease, and then you reacted as if you didn't know and you guessed. But it was
on the 5-pointer. No, right. I tried to just bring the executioner's axe down at that point. I'll be perfectly honest, I was fucking with him on the 2 and the 3. There's no need for that on the 5. At that point you're winning. So that question, but that like a great 5-pointer, because like if you don't know what the fuck the anodyne is, like good luck. Yeah, Saul, come on over to Reddit.
Yeah, Saul.
They'll love you there.
I think Saul is Kratos in Reddit. But Thomas, we know you got to get out of here. You have those kids. Yeah. We appreciate you. Congrats on your win. Congrats on winning the tournament. And good luck in your match, man. I picked you, so I'm gonna have egg on my face. I actually told Demolante he's gonna beat Kelly and then lose the belt to you. So
he did. I was there.
You told that to his face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Thanks. So, I make a point of saying, like, I'm not Babe Ruth pointing the bat at the fence. Like,
oh no,
you're out there doing it for me, Suge. I appreciate that.
We pat you on the back.
No problem.
Like that's our job. You go and just do the trivia. We'll hype you up in the process. Yeah. But thank you, Thomas. Thank you so much, and congrats, brother.
Great to talk.
Later, brother.
Thank you for coming through.
All right, and now we got the next Star Wars tournament winner and the next singles tournament winner in Paige and Lacey. How you guys doing tonight?
Gosh, so nice to say that.
I'm calling it tonight. I think Lacey's gonna win it, and then Paige is gonna win it. Paige is gonna beat Ben Bateman. That will be the greatest story ever. She plays Ben Bateman in the finals and beats him after she did her interview. Reddit would lose it.
I'm down for that. Reddit, make it happen. I don't go
take
on
a
Reddit.
shot every time Reddit's been mentioned in the last hour 20.
Let's make a qualifier first, because it's very important in order to get to that point. Let's get Paige and Lacey their next fucking matches. Let's make sure that happens. Let's get
seriously.
I thought Jeff was going to say something mean because I know him and Ben are good friends. So I was like, he better not. But
I'm not gonna. No.
I expected it too.
I'm saying let's first make sure you get a match, because Suge
I'm always pandering
that if Ben is going to be in a tournament setting, then his insinuation is Ben won't be able to win the belt through this next little thing.
When he plays Ethan, Ethan, he's losing. He's losing.
Yes. See that's what I meant. Like I knew where he was going with that, so I was trying to avoid that part.
See, we had a comment
on the same page tonight.
We had a comment in one of our last videos. It's from Dragon17. Thanks, Dragon. But he said that Suge is just a Bateman hater, and I cannot agree anymore.
I am not a Bateman hater. I just the guy.
He didn't even compete today, and we're talking about him still. How? Why?
The guy's good, but
he loves this shit. Damn it!
No, he does. He's the biggest, one of the biggest ambassadors for the Schmoedown, and I appreciate.
Oh, now you want to be nice.
No, I like that. It's nothing personal. Why do you guys think it's personal? It's not. I'm talking about the game.
You didn't, because I'm not telling them what you tell me when we're not on screen. Right.
It's like Reddit.
I'm gonna go on Reddit after this. And
this is also true. This is also true. This is also true.
Where apparently
Lacey,
didn't I say he was losing to Roca? Yeah, he almost did. PLD. I watched the match. Don't go there. Don't go there, PLD.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Anyway, let's talk to these great people.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Question for you. I'm sure you saw the match. Did you understand the words that they said? Because I didn't.
Yes. Yes. Although, I watch the IG matches from time to time, and there are words in there that I'm like, I thought I was nerdy, but I guess I'm not that nerdy.
I guess. So.
I mean, we barely talked about the IG match from today. That happened today too.
That's because we've had a lot of people from the.
We were definitely in a galaxy far, far away for the last.
We were.
80 minutes.
Well, also,
I don't mind
definitely
staying
talk
there.
about it at the beginning because Winston was on for like the first 5 minutes of this. So
Right.
we did have Winston for a few minutes. So we did talk about it, and then it was very Star Trek. Wow. Star Wars centered.
I guess that's my time to go.
Yep.
Damn, wait, Lacey, no. Like, now we're 0-2 with Lacey on Watt Real Entertainment. Like, we're really just, we're pulling her rep over here. Jeez.
Lacey, it's been a while since we spoke, since you were on the channel before. I don't know if you remember the week after you, or I think it was the week after you guys were on our show, Paul Preston was on eating wings.
I love Paul.
To counter your whole wings discussion. It sounds like flats are the way to go for a lot of people.
Are you about to pull some flats out? Oh.
No. I accidentally kicked.
Oh, that's what I was hoping too.
Yeah, I was like, man, I got all these wings, Lacey. Tell me which one.
Yeah.
I've sat here for hours with all these cold buffalo wings.
It's one hell of a bit, Jeff. One hell of a bit.
Yeah, it's like I sit here. It's like, actually, I have an air fryer right here, and maybe next time. You know what? Let's set this up. This will be a long running gag. Eventually, it'll pay off. But I just thought that was very funny. Wings are now a thing that we occasionally bring up because of you. So that's great. Thank you.
I actually am so moved by that. I love that. I'm okay with it. But I also love Paul, and he can't do any wrong in my eyes. He could do anything, and I'm like, I adore you.
Paul's currently hosting Gucciverse right now.
I know, and his glasses are ridiculous, and he's got wood paneling behind him with some lemons.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
very
looking
classy.
at it right now. Yeah, his hat's backwards.
So same as
that's very
everybody.
funny there.
Is he trying to
right here? Actually, Lacey, I want you to give us your thoughts on Saul. That's who I really want. What do you think of Saul?
I love Saul.
Do you? But do you? Though?
I do. He is the person that keeps it real and doesn't.
He keeps it real. All right.
Sugarcoat things, and I get into my head sometimes, and he's the one that's like, "Stop it, breathe, let's go. You know this. Let's go. Let's keep going." And he pushes you further than you think you can go.
That's nice to hear. Usually he just yells at me. So that's what I got from Saul.
I give it right back to him, so I guess it's a little different. Like I sass it right back. Sassy Saul doesn't bother me.
See, Saul, I've spoken to Saul maybe once, twice, and Suge, you were there, and I think that's all we did was yell at each other. And it was Saul can be awfully intimidating. He'll intimidate me through a YouTube comment, let alone actually speaking to him. But I mean, I pissed him off without even knowing it, just by thinking. Like, I've said his name, and he didn't like the way I said it one time. It was weird. But that Inner Geekdom match definitely did happen tonight. And Chandru besting Robert Parker was something that I wasn't expecting. Not because I didn't think Chandru was good, but like Robert Parker has been so hot, and he came into the season hot as hell. Not that Chandru didn't, but losing that belt and sitting on your hands for a little bit. Apparently that man was just like he was like in Dragon Ball Z, just like training. And then when he came out, my man, how many questions did he miss? One? Did he also miss one question, or am I missing some?
Yeah, it was like one.
I have to look at the stats.
But before we get into it more, I know Lacey, you also have to go. But thank you so much for stopping by. I thought it would be nice coming in, talking real briefly with your faction mate, Star Wars and everything, getting to root for him. We're going to root for you next. It's going to be great.
You already know.
Thank you. I'm really excited. We'll see where this season goes. But thank you guys. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
No doubt. We'll chat.
PJ, stay away from Reddit.
Yeah, I'll try. Thanks. Appreciate you.
Everybody take a shot.
Right. Apparently, we're gonna do that next week. I swear. Bye, Lacey.
Let's do it. Is that our thing?
Yo, what's up, Saul?
Saul, if you want to argue with people, ask for the link. We'll send it to you.
He's not gonna come on. He's not gonna come on.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
he only
can I
makes
say your
special
name
appearances.
Yeah, like Saul. Like, how do you want me to say your name? Saul. Like, is that my man's about to come knock on my door and shit? But that
show up at your house unexpected.
I'd be terrified if anybody did that. And yes, if you guys missed it, top of the show, Buck did get canceled. That's something that's unfortunate, and we miss him so much. Maybe he could be back next week. We have to clear it through Reddit first.
Buck got canceled faster than PJ and Reddit. It's just one of those unfortunate things.
God damn it, man!
I can't wait because tomorrow I'm gonna go on the page and see like, you see that Schmoe me the real, those fuckers out here talking shit. And it's like, oh, like that's good. Like we're about to get so much flack from that. But did y'all expect Chandru to best Robert Parker today, or am I the only one in that?
No, I didn't. No,
I thought Parker. Yeah, I thought Parker was gonna take it. Honestly, and honestly though, at that last question, I feel like neither competitor knew if it was right or wrong. So when Chandru said it, they both looked like. Yeah,
I looked it up when they was using the repeats. I looked up like Lost World, Jurassic Park, Hurricane, and 2 different hurricane names came up.
Dude, I don't even remember there being hurricanes in that movie. So I'm like, wait, what?
One of those hurricanes was a real life hurricane that actually affected the set, apparently. PJ, I don't know if you would research that. Look at that. He avoided the question about coming onto the show. I understand. But yes, Justice did catch up to Buck. Unfortunately, he said some terrible things, and he'll be on next week.
Yeah, he'll be back.
As we know, being canceled doesn't mean you stay canceled. Apparently,
yeah.
I mean, Suge's still on Spin from the Real, so I think he's okay. But Justin says that Mike will beat Chandru and Saul will beat Mike. That's some fantasy.
That's some bold prediction.
Yeah, that's
well, he's Saul still has to play someone else, and then my man Rue has to play Moose or whatever his name is for Saul to get there. So
is Saul really about to knock out both members of Real Rejects? Like I don't want to put that out into existence, into the ether, but like he beat John Humphrey. We haven't heard that man's name since March, and I'm worried about him, and I'm scared that he's not in the Schmoedown anymore. But now he faces Greg Alba and Amaru, as you mentioned, Paige. He faces a Moose Haas. That man is none to play with either. There's be some kick-ass inner geekdom over the next few weeks.
Oh yeah, and I would not underestimate my man Rue. He's about to run over that Moose with his car. So
he's gonna hit the Moose.
He's gonna.
That's illegal.
Bulldoze that Moose. So
can't do that.
Hey, real quick. When you say he's gonna run over that Moose, Moose are huge. What kind of car does he have that he's?
He's dude. He's controlling a bulldozer, like a bobcat to the max.
Very slow.
I know it does, but you know what? It's gonna
just move out of the way.
Exactly, because it's gonna make it painful for that. I'm not no animal cruelty. What am I saying?
Paige? What are we talking about? Are we still talking movie trivia?
Look, if you gotta bulldoze a fucking moose, I mean, like the kind of van you need is like one of those tricked out ones from like Dawn of the Dead or whatever.
He's actually using the Batmobile and just gonna run it right over right away and be good to go.
See, we're still talking about animal cruelty. All of us here at Watt Real Entertainment and Schmoe Me the Money do not reflect the views of Paige Betty. Her views are her views.
What are you talking about? She's taking over for Buck.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm the one that's gonna get canceled now. So
right, and
they could have canceled you if they tried, Paige.
Paige, just don't look at Reddit for the next week. You'll be good.
Don't worry, I don't plan.
Everybody take a shot.
Again,
PJ would be drunk right now if we were doing that.
We'd all be just.
I don't feel like dying tonight. Sure.
Justin said in the chat, I have Saul in my fantasy league team, so here's hoping. Plus, Saul just seems super locked in right now. I also have Saul in my fantasy team, which is why I don't know why he hates me. I drafted him willingly. I didn't just was stuck with him. But I mean, it is what it is. PJ, Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
I know you may not be able to answer this question, but do you have like favorite competitors to watch answer your questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell me who they are?
No.
Damn it. I also, damn it. You can just say me. Can you say me?
Sure, Chris. It's you. It's 100%.
Thank you, God. Okay, I'll take it. Zach, you cannot cancel watch. We didn't do anything.
Do you have favorite competitors you like to see miss questions?
I'm not gonna confirm nor deny.
I'm not gonna say shit, guys. Come on.
Yeah, first you're trying to get me in trouble with Reddit. Now you're trying to get me in trouble with the actual competitors.
Okay, if he answered that question right now,
as long as you don't say me,
it would be amazing.
Fuck it. I'll say whatever. Look, I will die on the cross for whoever. I'll take the fall, and I'll let competitors be mad at me. I've done it before. I'll do it again. What do we need to do? What do we need to say?
Okay, PJ, question. Do you have a favorite match ever? Can you answer that question?
And that goes past the questions because, like, yeah, you might have.
It's bigger than the questions. It's bigger than the questions.
I mean,
because it has to do with
for me, it's the first free for all, and the only reason it's the first free for all is because it was the first thing that I ever went to that, like, where I met everyone. Like, if I hadn't gone to that, I wouldn't be here now. So the first free for all is where I literally met everyone, and like it kind of became my home away from home. So, yeah, first free for all.
Who won the first free for all again?
Miss Movies.
Oh, so that's
no. That was Sam Levine.
Sam,
yeah,
she won the second one.
Yeah, right. Because remember, it was Dagnino came out at the end. He was the last competitor.
Yeah, that's
right. So PJ's favorite competitor is Sam Levine. Confirmed. Thank you very much. I think we got it down, guys. So
my favorite match of all time. My favorite match of all time is RMB versus Tom Dagnino, and it's not because, and obviously I'm being facetious, but I mean, like, one of the best things about that match is just seeing what I believe it was Christian and Mark, just the energy and joy of running the Schmoedown, kind of like just you could see it like fading from their eyes over the course of that match, because they both were failing so miserably at answering basic level questions. Like,
gotta love it.
I don't know, like who directed The Godfather was something that they probably got wrong, I'm assuming.
Something I was thinking about yesterday that I want to ask you guys, because we've been in this digital landscape for a little bit over a year now, and I was thinking about the return to studio, because it's inevitable. Whenever it happens, we don't know. Like, I know the whole future of live shows and things are in flux still, but how is it? Are we going to be? How can I word this? It's going to be weird seeing folks back in the studio, doing all the fun stuff in the confined space, because we were so used to that. But I feel like the Schmoedown has grown so much in this digital stuff that it's almost going to be different when we go back into the studio. It won't be the same feel, but I don't know how to word it. It's just going to be different, and I'm not ready for it.
It's going to be weird to go back. I mean, it's been a year and a half of doing this now at this point. Mm-hmm. Like, it is definitely going to be weird to actually be doing anything not digitally. And I mean, I know me personally, because I'm not going to be at every taping. Like, I'm on every match. I watch every match behind the scenes. So it's going to be weird to have like no real understanding or know of what's happening with any of the matches, because I feel like I can be there when anything's going on, and I can be very hands-on if I need to be, and I'm not. And so it's going to be the trust of whatever I've set up goes smoothly, and so that's weird for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be strange for the first live event, because we've been all talking to cameras and text messages and just that, going to see each other for the first time. It's going to be weird. I mean, I remember when I first met Eric.
Yeah, look,
I was afraid to talk to this guy.
This is great.
Yeah.
It's just going to be adjustments to what I was looking for. It's definitely going to be an adjustment, especially.
Yeah, it will definitely be an adjustment period. I mean, I'm so excited to hopefully get the opportunity to like play like in a studio match, because that would be like a huge honor, because like I loved like the vibe that those videos brought, like those matches brought that were in studio. But I mean, I'm also super grateful for the virtual ones, and it does obviously, the league has opened up so much now. We have competitors from literally all over the world. So it's not like, I mean, I live in Boston, but I would fly out to LA whenever if they needed me. I would have no problem taking off.
You hear that, Christian? You hear that, Christian Harloff? Book it, baby.
But like,
we know you're listening. We know you're watching right now.
I know, right? And I know like Jacob and Taylor probably would too, but like they also are in Australia. Like they are 20 hours away. Like, so it definitely is nice that we still have the digital platform. And I think it will definitely at least stay around.
Yeah, digital almost has to have a presence because, like what you said, Paige, like you're out there all the way in Massachusetts, and Jacob London and Taylor Robinson, they're all the way in Australia, and that's not an easy flight. Like I have a hard time flying to Indiana, let alone Australia. You know what I mean? So having the digital presence, like and like the pandemic was awful, and we're still trying to figure our way out of this, but it did a lot of good for the Schmoedown. Some of the best matches, at least in recent memory, have come in the last 8 months, in my opinion, especially DeMolanta and Damon. And I would go as far as saying Collins and Merle from Spectacular this past December. Like that match rules. And yes, PLD, Guy and Merle, this is probably the match I've seen the most, if I'm being frank. It's an easy rewatch. It's fun as hell to go back and revisit because it was just pure chaos. But having the digital aspect, it's now, whether folks like it or not, it's a staple of what we're doing. And we have to include this aspect because damn, we have no idea where like Rick Radis is at right now. He could be in a ditch somewhere in Alabama and he has to do movie trivia. Like he can't make it out to California.
Oh yeah, I dug a hole for him. So yeah,
it's all right. They can call up his agent. I'm sure his agent can figure something out.
You mean that guy that doesn't watch Schmoedown? Yeah,
he watches Schmoedown. What are you talking about? He was just texting me. He was in the chat earlier. What are you talking about?
I thought that was Taylor.
Yeah, the Ragent.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yes. His Ragent doesn't watch Schmoedown. It like boggles
he was in the YouTube
mind.
chat. I saw him earlier.
Like how do you manage somebody and you don't watch the product that they? It's boggles my mind.
He doesn't manage. That's Finstock's job. That's Gucci's job. He's only the Ragent. He books. That's like his landlord.
You mean to say that's Barbarian's job?
No, Bobby Gucci.
Now you're
Tom
taking
Dagnino.
shots.
Don't. We're taking some late night shots.
I'm sorry. I'm just repeating what I've read on Reddit. I'm sorry.
Sam, that's your first mistake. But yes, Kelly, the best reaction of a guy. Yeah. No. It's PJ's.
We need to get a little alert that says Reddit.
Yes.
Or get a picture of PJ. Get a picture of PJ, and every time someone says Reddit, it just PJ pops up. He's like, I love Reddit.
Instead of the what is it the instead of the what is it the Barbra Streisand song Papa Can You Hear Me? It's Reddit Can You Hear Me?
Yeah, someone maybe tomorrow night, Suge. I know we were talking about doing something tomorrow night. Maybe we rewatch this, and every time we hear Reddit, we take half a shot.
Tomorrow night, don't you have your 250?
No. I mean, we can update. Speaking of that, that'll be in 2 weeks. We had some scheduling conflicts. We wanted all like the core 6 of us from Watt to be there, and with scheduling conflicts for the folks who do Really Scared, we can't do that. So
when you say 2 weeks, you're not talking about July 4th weekend, right? The one after that?
No, it's 26th of June.
Oh my God, I don't even know what day.
That's 2 weeks from tomorrow. So the 26th, it's a Saturday, I believe 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. We are going to be here on the channel celebrating 250, talking about whatever the hell we're doing.
And I will put it out there. If you donate $25 or more, I will take a shot every time.
So. That's it? Just 20? Let's do 20. And I'll do
25.
It with you. 20, I'll do it with
25. You. 25. That's what
we'll talk about this.
I'll take drinks when you do, maybe not shots.
And everyone will be dead on the show.
It will be the first time.
Hey, the next day on Reddit. So Spin from the Real died last night.
Yep.
Yo, like I was talking to Matt earlier because we were talking about we were booking guests for future shows. He's like, hey, did you reach out to this person? I'm like, dude, that's the night we had the free for all, and we were on for 5 hours or 4 hours, whatever the hell. Like, I don't remember that.
4.5 hours. That is on our channel when we did that post. What was it? We did hours for like an hour and a half. Then we came on to you. Oh no, then we went on to yours. I'm thinking of our first hangout. Yeah.
Oh, no, we both had a show at the same time, but like a lot of folks did.
Does this play on both of you guys' shows right now?
No, so because we thought it was just easier, especially like with Streamlabs, in case people ever want to donate. Which, by the way, you haven't. Have you once plugged? You have a Streamlabs, guys?
Oh,
they have a Streamlabs.
No, we have a Streamlabs.
It's streamlabs.com/who are they podcasts. Please make sure if you have a question or something to always just donate. They do a lot of great stuff, and you want to make sure that you can at least bankroll their StreamYards.
It pays for me. It pays for me to get new underwear every week.
So it pays for us to have Suge on.
Why
the
do you
channel.
need? Wait, what? Wait, go back.
Who wears underwear nowadays? Maybe socks, but underwear.
Wait a minute.
Underwear all the time.
Are we not wearing underwear?
What are you talking?
Yeah.
What is happening?
I don't know. Like Chris still got a confused look when I say I wear underwear. Like Chris, I'm a big guy. I have to wear underwear.
What's up,
Chris? Pull up. Do you have access to your Streamlabs? Because
I
sounds
do.
like someone sent in a Streamlabs. So you should check
Oh, word! Hold up, I'm gonna check right now.
Yeah, the 4 hour Schmoe Me the Money happened. I don't even remember who.
You know what
that was the night that Video Drew played Marisol. That's right. That was a long night. Remember? Paige,
you know what my favorite.
No, I do, and I was completely sober. So
you know what my favorite night was? My favorite night has been doing Schmoedown stuff. Is the night that me, Justin, and Danny decided to do a random stream on Twitch, and we're sitting there and we're just having fun. We're like playing Magic or whatever. All of a sudden, someone comes in. Hey, did you see what Action Guys said about the questions? We're like, what did they say? And they start telling us, so we start talking about it. Next thing you know, there's 40 people in our damn chat with PJ, or no, not PJ. PJ was in the chat, but PLD, Dwayne, half of the Action Army,
after that,
just arguing about this whole thing. And I'm just like, and we sat there for 4 hours, and I'm like, we didn't want to talk Schmoedown. We just wanted to hang out. And we just talked 3 hours of Schmoedown of arguing about the questions.
Yeah. No, I will honestly say, like, one of my favorite time with all of you guys was definitely 100%. Like that 4.5 hour stream was so fun because it was just us actually just hanging out. Like I forgot I was being recorded. So those are always nice when you just forget and you can just hang with the buds and it's still a great time.
Paige, before you came in the league, our final show for Spectacular? No, was it for Spectacular? I forgot what it was. The final show or something. I wore leggings, purple leggings that were very tight. And let me tell you.
You better bring those back, boy. I need to see them.
Oh, no.
I'll buy you some leopard ones.
I don't know if any of us want to see that again, Paige.
I do.
Yeah. Some leopard ones? How many leopards you got to kill, though?
We don't need to see it. You don't need to do it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I think that the world is a better place now that those leggings are.
No, I'm actually going to get you some with my face all over them.
I wear them. Paige, you buy them, I wear them for you. I will strut.
I got you.
All right.
I want to look this up on Etsy and see what I can find then.
She's going to find a woman to hook up with and she's going to look down and just see you
Yep. Mean mugging the whole time.
Well, I mean, that's not going to happen. I have a girlfriend, so.
She's going to find his girlfriend
Hopefully she likes my pretty face then.
I will. Babe, would you mind if I wore Reddy's face on leggings to bed?
Wait, okay. We do have a Streamlabs. I finally got it situated. This is what happens when mom goes to sleep. It's from John Lestrina. What's up, John? What's going on, brother? He asked, very interesting analysis, but who would win in a Cuban mile, Dominic Toretto or Brian O'Connor?
Always Dominic. Always Dom.
Dom always finds
it. And if he didn't win, it's because he let the other person win.
It's like Jurassic Park, life finds a way. But Dom finds a way.
Yeah, Dom finds a way.
Which, by the way, what's today? The 12th? 14 days. 14 days, I believe. Until I got the Thursday night tickets, 8 p.m.
You bought your tickets already? Fast 9?
Oh yeah. I'm going. I'm sitting in the Dolby Cinema seats, reclining. It's gonna be fucking great.
PJ, did you see the trailer for Masters of the Universe?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I did.
Tell me that isn't amazing.
Dude, the music behind it was epic. What was the song playing? I can't remember off the top of my head now.
I Need a Hero.
Yes, I just thought that was like so cool. Like the edit with it, and like that was a good animated trailer. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It was very.
I'm excited to see where they go with it.
Mark Hamill sounds like a great Skeletor.
Yeah. Well, he's Mark Hamill. He's one of the greatest voice actors of all time.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people forget that he is like a voice. Like he does a lot of voice acting. So I dig it.
Yeah,
I don't know much about He-Man, so I'm excited. Like this will be like I've watched like some random episodes like when I was younger. Like this will be like a new like rendition for me to get into it again.
Yeah, I was never like I liked He-Man and I've watched.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
But like I never was like deeply in love with it like some of the people in our space. But that trailer like blew me away. And that means that the trailer itself is really good, and it means that they've done a good job with the IP that it can pull someone like me in.
Yeah, I was a big He-Man fan when I was a kid. Big and he is definitely a clown. But I was a big He-Man fan as a kid. I had my mom bought me the VHSs where it would look like it was the book, but the animation looked like the book and everything like that. So I grew up on He-Man. So I'm super excited to see where they go with it as far as just story wise, because I love cartoons. I'm a little kid at heart.
Hey man, I still have like tons of my old cartoons and stuff on DVD. Like it's just something that for whatever reason, like I'm just very attached to the stuff I grew up on, and the thought of like actually showing that to my kids later down the line, like Scooby-Doo and shit like that. Like I still have all of Darkwing Duck.
Scooby-Doo.
Don't even get me started on Scooby-Doo, man.
I was gonna say I know Chris loves Scooby-Doo.
You already know.
What was your favorite Scooby-Doo cartoon though? Was it with Scrappy Doo?
Hell no!
No, 13 Ghosts. 100% 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo.
Are you excited? Are you excited? First of all, without explaining, what they've said about it, are you excited that there is a Velma-centric show being developed?
No,
I mean it sounds totally fine to me. Like
I forgot about that.
There's no Scooby-Doo in it.
It doesn't bother me though.
None of them.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. Like we can do whatever we want with the universe. The characters exist. Like let them, do what you're gonna do. Like it doesn't. People get weird when stuff like that happens, but
there's no Ruby Roo, PJ.
Yeah, like the Wednesday Addams one makes sense, but this one I'm like, I just want all of them in it.
I mean, I do too.
I'm selfish because I want
multiple series of that. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't take away from that. So for me, I'm like, do what you're gonna do, and they've never topped 13 Ghosts for me. 13 Ghosts is far and away the best version of that story because it was the darkest, it was the most interesting, it was the most syndicated Intel Mystery Inc. a couple of years ago. So like the fact that they finally, dude, I stayed up until midnight when they did Scooby-Doo and the 13th Ghost, when they did that direct-to-video movie, because they finally tied the story up after 30 years. Like I stayed up until midnight to watch it.
I'm partial. In regards to the movies, I'm partial to it's Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. To me, it's the best Scooby-Doo movie ever made. Yeah. And then in the animated shows, I'm super nostalgic for Scooby-Doo. Where Are You? But to me, like because I was raised around at the time the show was on, it was What's New Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah,
like super bright, vibrant. I love, but Mystery Incorporated is the correct answer to me.
Yeah. Which one's the one when they're like little kids? Because I do remember that one.
A pup named Scooby-Doo.
That was a good. I used to love
Which
that
one was it? What was it called?
Scooby-Doo.
A pup named Scooby-Doo.
A pup named. Yeah, that was my shit.
And they retconned everything.
Yeah, they were like kids in a treehouse. I fucking love that shit.
Best part was there was literally a character named Red Herring who every episode they thought was the villain, who was never the villain. It made me laugh every time because his name was literally Red Herring. And I was like, I'm such a child, but it makes me so happy.
Scoob was not a Scooby-Doo movie. Scoob was their attempt at trying to make this Hanna-Barbera crossover. And like, look, they've done tons of crossover stuff in the past, but they tried to throw it all together. And it did it in this way. Like literally the only like first of all, Will Forte, as far as like not having Matthew Lillard go, he wasn't a bad Shaggy, but he wasn't Matthew Lillard. But then again, like voice actors change all the time, so you can't.
The voice cast wasn't bad in the movie.
No, but like I gotta say, my favorite part of the film was like there were two things: Dick Dastardly's relationship with the dog. I forget the dog's name. And
Wacky Racer.
Scooby-Doo?
No,
and then
the one that goes like that one.
Yeah, he's always laughing.
And then Mark Wahlberg as Brian.
Muttley. It's
Falcon.
Muttley.
Thank you.
Yeah. And what was it, the Blue Falcon? Mark Wahlberg as the Blue Falcon, or as son of the Blue Falcon, pretending to try to be the Blue Falcon. Like that. That was like I would have rather watched a whole story about him being this like guy who's incompetent trying to live in his father's shadow, but it's like that. Like also, I cared more about that.
You want to watch Todd Phillips's version of that movie?
The Captain Caveman stuff was so random that like they end up on the like I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like they
also like Tracy Morgan's voice took me out of it too.
Yeah, and I like Tracy Morgan, but like
I forgot he did do the voice. Yeah,
that whole movie is just. I love the property. It is fucking nightmare fuel.
Yeah, I've only seen pieces of it, and I just couldn't do it because I was like, this doesn't feel like a Scooby-Doo movie for me at all.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for the questions in the Schmoedown for that one.
I've avoided it to this point.
The first match of the year, or like the second one, you definitely had a Scoop match. Scoop question.
Eligibility. A movie was
is there a Scooby-Doo movie trivia match? I want in.
You might have to ask like.
No, we can ask
if he's going to do a Zombie Island one.
No, it has to have been something that was planned to be a theatrical release.
Oh no! That's what I was going to say. As far as eligibility goes, and like planned and whatnot. So like, because as far as like more and more streaming services, like Paramount Plus now has 2 films on there that were supposed to be theatrically released: SpongeBob Sponge Out of Water and Infinite from Antoine Fuqua. It's one of the things that is definitely, I feel like, difficult for some people too, is on top of the eligibility is like now there are more companies too that are all just like, we're all going to make sure that we have our own streaming services, and then some of them are dumping some of these right on there. So
I know,
I mean, can you imagine it though? Like there are people who are like they're going to have to no questions to those 2 movies, which means that they're going to have to pay money to get Paramount Plus to watch fucking Infinite, and that movie is fucking garbage.
I mean,
wait, is it out? That Mark Wahlberg movie?
Yeah, it's already out. It's so bad they were just like dumping it, not going to spend a lot of money on.
Shit, how did I not know that?
It's because they've been promoting the shit out of iCarly the last month.
I don't have Paramount Plus, but now I think I got it.
They spent too much money making a movie.
That was just thrown on there. I thought they were putting.
We got a bad performance out of Chiwetel Ejiofor.
I just realized I just saw that it has a 16% Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah, it's been hammered.
Wow.
I remember posting the news for that when they first came out with the
put
story.
A trailer out 3 weeks ago.
No, this was 2 years ago. When they posted that this film was going to be made.
It's an intriguing idea.
Yeah,
I would rather have watched Jason Mantzoukas' character, because once again, someone was like, yeah, he's on his Adrian Pimento shit in that movie, and I'm like, yes, he absolutely is on his Adrian Pimento shit. He is straight up. He's like a cross between Rafi and Adrian Pimento in this, and I'd rather see this guy that he played in a film on its own, or a series. Around the concept's a cool concept, and they're like, once again, it's this thing where studio's let's put
Chris Evans is in this movie. What?
Chris Evans? He's not in this movie. What?
I don't know. I just really said cast.
No,
I know Dylan O'Brien is.
He fell off the project. He was supposed to. He was originally.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
This movie would have been infinitely more. It's funny that I said. It would have been much more interesting if Dylan O'Brien and Mark Wahlberg switched characters.
Well, Dylan O'Brien's a better actor, just in general.
That's facts, baby.
How dare you
better or not?
Mark like that?
Did you say better or not?
No, he is. He's 100% a better actor.
Okay,
At the end of the
I would
day,
say I'm going to watch this.
Antoine Fuqua and crew missed the marky mark. on this movie.
I'm gonna watch this movie no matter what because
wow,
Dylan O'Brien definitely holds a special place in my heart.
No matter what, do you have Paramount Plus?
Nope, but I'm gonna get it now. Like,
I was gonna say, if
to
you
watch
watch
iCarly next week,
I'll shoot you the login information if you want to watch this piece of shit movie. It's
perfect.
gonna be eligible.
Put it in the private chat, man.
Jeff, I love
have you done your Loki review yet?
Privately.
What?
Have you guys done your Loki review yet?
Yeah,
I have time, dude.
That's true. You know, you're too busy. You're a busy man.
Busy man, and he gets to go on vacation.
Your full opinions will be on your channel, but 10 seconds. What'd you think of the show?
I loved it. I'm excited to see it expand. Like, for me, I think that the whole thing with it right now is that it very much is doing its own thing while being very tied to the bigger universe. Why are you giving me the finger like that?
Oh no, we were counting down.
No, that's how Reddit feels about you, PJ.
I am Reddit.
But
I am the Reddit robot.
I believe that. Legitimately, I like what it's doing. I'm excited. I thought it had one of the most emotional moments the MCU has had to date, which was very interesting, and it came like 40 minutes into the episode.
Facts, baby.
I still
really
haven't
weird.
seen it yet. Now I probably won't have time. But
I need Jeff. I need to say this real quick. One of the original Schmoedown reactors out there with Take 3 Productions. Malcolm, how you doing, buddy?
Hello,
I literally would watch Take 3 and C2A to learn about the Schmoedown once I got into it. So I will always shout out Malcolm and Kristen Smith.
He's a cool dude
because they are amazing, and that's how I learned a lot about Schmoedown. But you know why we keep bringing up PJ? Why we keep bringing up Reddit?
Because fuck them. That's why.
No, damn it, no.
I will not partake in this. I don't.
No, that's not.
No, this is the view. This is the views of Suge Knight. I don't give a damn.
Yes. So out of the 5 people that are on Schmoe Me the Money and Spin from the Real, 2 of them have gotten canceled over the last 8 days. So I think we're fine. We're fine. But Jeff, I appreciate you trying to spin this back into Schmoedown. But let's talk about Scooby-Doo for a second, one more time. Scooby-Doo, like the whole, I know the character was so crucial at a time in animation, and the original series holds a special place in my heart. But damn.
Okay, so yeah, we're not
canceled.
Scoob is not what that character deserved. No, and yes, they tried to make it a Hanna-Barbera thing, whatever the hell that was. I tried watching it with my 8-year-old brother, and even he was disinterested at what the hell was going on. Just make a Scooby-Doo movie. I know those live-action ones, some folks don't like them. I love them. I love them so much.
You know what?
Dude, I love those first two. I love them.
Yeah.
I should have done. I was on the most bangable cast the other day. We were doing like most fuckable movie.
Were you watching Spin from the Real?
What? Yeah, I know. I forgot to say you guys.
From the Real.
I'm so sorry. But no, I should have mentioned Scooby-Doo because
should have.
Rowan Atkinson. I did mention a movie that had 2 of those people in it, which was I Know What You Did Last Summer and has Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. So I mentioned them, but in a different format. But I should have mentioned that because Scooby-Doo. But then the people probably would have said that I was like into bestiality or something, which I'm not. I
like the way she just said it.
I am not.
Wait,
you know what? I kind of
2 minutes or like 2 seconds, and I'm messaging something, and then I just hear I'm not into bestiality. All right, where do we go? How we get to that point?
I kind of want to get actually.
Paige, you seem like someone who's been like Scrappy Doo. That's my guy.
No.
Yes.
No.
I want to get kind of controversial.
Paige
right
is
now
like, I want to Scrappy Dabby do you. All right,
no,
wow.
Jeff, stop it.
Wow, Jeff. No. I kind of want to get controversial because PJ's here. You know, we're making jokes and everything, but I kind of actually do want to get controversial about this because I seen this today below the Clee Wiggins and Sabrina match, and Paige being a competitor. When it comes to whether it be fans or after shows talking about competitors, where is the line? You know, I've always thought if as long as it's not personal attacks and it's about the game, then there shouldn't be an issue. But I've seen a lot more people, like if someone says this person didn't play well and gave a reason, people kind of go at them and say, oh, well, you shouldn't say that and things like that. PJ, you've been in the Schmoedown forever. What do you think? Where's the line at?
It's complicated because there's like a line of never get personal or imply the stuff that every time.
Yeah, but this is actually a pretty good question considering way that people
because like the truth is like I think that there's always a rhyme or reason for the like actually having criticism for stuff, but there's also people who like today on the Klee and Sabrina match, there was people who were like, well, this match just doesn't matter because it wasn't like a high stakes match. Like, no, and they were just like kind of, I know that the match wasn't great for people to watch if they feel that way, but like Klee and Sabrina were trying to have fun. Like whether it was high scoring or not, like it is what it is. And it just comes across as like the problem with the sports being like a focus for some people is that then stuff like that happens. And I think it sucks because I think that it becomes personal, whether they realize it or not.
Yeah.
And I think and I think that that's like, I had to say this again on Reddit, like last week when people brought up what had happened when we were on here. And I was like, people don't realize, like, you have to stop and think before you hit send because there are people on the other side of this stuff that actually have feelings. Like, we're not just fucking computers. Like, people care, and like the competitors care, and the people behind the scenes care. And so when you're spouting off stuff that is just like really ridiculous rhetoric, it becomes really dangerous. And so it's really about, you have to be respectful. Like there's absolutely a place for criticism. There always is going to be, but do it respectfully and do it in a way that doesn't come off as like pompous and hurting someone.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the FCL has been dealing with that a lot. Like there's been people in the FCL threads who are like, look at all these bozos playing. I could beat all these people. Like just ridiculous shit that doesn't.
You know what? That's the thing. There will always be people that say that, but there's so much more. One, I know coming from myself, and I know a majority of the competitors too, put a lot of time and effort in. Like we all have lives outside of this, but we make it so that we have time to try to put on the best game that we can, not only for ourselves, but for our faction and for like the fans and like you guys and stuff. And when the camera's rolling and you're recording, the pressure is on, and the game can go either way. And I always tell people this, that the game is a lot more luck than it is knowledge sometimes, because especially in singles and teams, there is a bajillion movies out there. And you could have been studying a crap ton of just movies that you just didn't get asked. And I think someone said it perfectly at the ladies' night the other night, that don't ever and this is more just like to the competitors, but don't let people like shoot you down. Like you'll never, I think it was Nikki actually on my team that said it, like we'll never be able to show a full showcase of all that knowledge we have in our head, because we have so much of it. It's just sometimes we just may not get that, let it be shown, because we may, and obviously nothing to PJ, but we just may not get that question in that game or something like that. Yeah. But
no, totally.
Then again, it's so different though. Like when the camera's rolling, you have 15 seconds. It's not like and another thing is a lot of people don't realize too is when we're recording, we don't have like the question written out for us. We have to literally just listen. And obviously we're nervous and stressed out because we want to play well. When you're just watching on YouTube, your phone, anything, you're just relaxing, hanging out. So you can either pause it and think for a second, or you're just like shooting the shit. So it's a lot more like ridiculous. And exactly the female competitors unfortunately get so much more hate than the men, and that's why I'm so happy that the Schmoedown is becoming way more diverse with females in all of the different platforms, whether it be like after shows or competitors or behind the scenes or editors or reactionaries, just because we need a safe space for like everyone. And it's hopefully showing that like, this isn't just a male dominant sport. Like this is for everyone. But like there is a line, and it's so hard though for people to realize where that line is in a sense too, because it is a game. and it's becoming more like a sport in a sense. It's a mental sport, 100%. And when you think about it, like people talk shit about like if Tom Brady had a shitty game or something, but like there's a point when you don't need to make it personal. You can just be like, wow, that person just didn't have a great match. But you just like when people make it personal and mean and stuff, like people need to realize that like we see these things. Like our families see these things. Like it's stuff like that. Like I don't think people like realize some stuff sometimes. And I mean,
again,
it's just a bigger picture that people need to realize that like we all have thoughts and feelings. Yeah, we know this is a game, but at the end of the day, like we try to do the best we all can. The competitors, the writers, the personalities, the commissioners, everyone. Like it's a lot, and we try to do our best. So when sometimes we get the hate, it's a lot on us because we just want to enjoy ourselves and play the best we can. So that when we have that feedback, it just makes it like harder. It's just like, why can't we just all love each other? I don't know. I'm all about peace, love, and happiness.
For sure.
No,
she's
like
right though.
The slogan in semi-pro: everybody love everybody.
But like the whole thing is like that. Exactly what she just said is right. Everyone sees this stuff. Like again, the only reason I even like really started going to the Reddit, I started getting sent stuff by competitors and like people within the space who are like, I wouldn't do this, and I was getting it would be like Saturday morning, and they're like, you should probably see the stuff that's being said. And that's not great. And so that's where a lot of this comes from. Like people pass that stuff around because they're like, we're also trying to take care of each other. Like we care about everyone in the space. And so we're trying to make sure everyone feels protected. And it sucks because then you go off and you like try to defend yourself. And then someone literally creates an account, which is what happened on Reddit the other day, just to trash you, which is something that happened to me. Like someone literally created an account to post 2 comments to imply that I had rigged the games and was like saying that I was lying being very defensive about it. Like I should just be like, yeah, totally, dude. I rigged a game. I'm glad it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And comments like that are stupid. And look at when I got to interview Rachel Cushing, she said she gave me the best advice. And I can look at Paige, I can look at PJ. She said, if you cannot say it to somebody's face, don't say it at all. And everything that comes out of my mouth, I can say to somebody's face. Look, if I'm looking at this like a sport, and like Paige said, it is a game, but it also is becoming a sport. I'm going to stick to the game part. I'm not going to go after Paige, and someone said it in the chat that there was people talking about Sabrina's looks or things like that. Like that doesn't have a place. If you want to say, hey, she had a bad game, or hey, I would have done this differently, or strategy or anything like that, that is totally fine. But when you go after somebody's looks or you bring up their personal life, or anything like that's where the line, to me, is where the line is. But also, too, people need to understand there are opinions. We as fans, we can have those opinions. Yes, sometimes right after a match, do you dogpile on Gold Eater for losing the match? No. Do you dogpile on Paige for losing her match? No. But you could say, hey, you know what? If I was in that situation, I would have done this differently. Or maybe just Paige has never seen that movie, so that's why she missed the question. Don't go, oh, well, we all know that Paige is only on the Schmoedown because she's a pretty face, or PJ only has a job because he's friends with Christian Harloff. Because look, I have said things, and I have gotten messages at 8 a.m. from Schmoedown people. I have gotten messages, and they're like, what did you mean by this? Or, hey, what were you trying to say? So they listen. Everybody sees what you're doing. And if you're making shitty comments, you're being shitty, people are gonna see it. And look, I said it on our show the other night. I'm not holding back anymore. I'm gonna call people out for being shitty toward Schmoedown competitors. I'm gonna call out people being shitty to fans. Like I just think it's tiresome.
Both ways. It is.
I mean, this is tiresome. No, it's a big thing too, and like also it's like Pride Month too. Like I want like the Schmoedown to be like, at least for me, like it's a safe environment, safe community. Like all of us are a part of this. We really are a family. Like I talk to a bunch of these guys on screen all the time, like, and competitors that aren't even on my faction and stuff. Like it's nice that we have that like bond with each other and stuff. But it is a game at the end of the day. But like I just want it to be like a safe community for everyone, the fans included. That like we just want to all love each other. Like let's just make that be known. Like I want people to be like, if they love movies, come to us. Like come to this space.
Like at the end of the day, you know what's happening right now? It's a bunch of people sitting on their computers, like just in general right now, and of course it'll be different later. People sitting on their computers, staring at their laptop camera, answering a question about who the fuck directed John Wick or something. Stop being shitty to people. It's really fucking simple. Like it's movie trivia. It's not in the grand scheme of things. I mean, yes, it's a paycheck to PJ, but outside of that, it's not important. So like to get worked up and to be like, let me share. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying it's not important.
No, yeah, I know.
The idea of like, let me share negativity and let me be hateful and rude. Well, rude. I'm rude a lot. I'll take that out of the equation.
You are.
Don't be mean for the sake of being mean or condescending from a position of legitimate hate or
just don't be nasty. There's like there's a fine line for like
criticism is great. Today I popped because I couldn't watch the whole match. I only popped on at the very end of the Van Fleet Benson match. And I saw some people, and this wasn't about the people. This was like they were once again people complaining about questions because like they have to, and they're talking about like how easy the 5-pointers are, and I'm like stop complaining about this stuff. It's like it's not always the easiest thing to every person, depending. And they're like, we're not complaining. It's constructive criticism. I looked, and they just said, "Oh, they're so easy." I'm like, that's not constructive criticism.
Look at.
They also picked the lucky fucking numbers that maybe you just knew the answer to that category. Like,
look at, I said it. I tweeted out, if PJ wants to go at me, he go at me. That gold leader 5-pointer against Marie Wilson, I absolutely was like, man, that's a weak question. Did not say PJ's an idiot. Didn't say PJ doesn't know how to write questions, which I should have. But, I did not say any of that. I just said it was a weak, but that was my personal opinion. If PJ had asked me and said, hey, what do you mean by that? Or why would you say that? I would just say, man, to me, that's just not a 5-pointer. I didn't think it was. And give my thoughts. And you have a conversation. Don't go on whatever and be like, oh, yeah, screw Paige Ferretti and her tattoos. And that's why she sucks at movie trivia. Because it's like that has nothing to do with with answering questions. Be like, you know what, Paige? I think maybe you say you're good at Ben and Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, but maybe you should do this kind of thing. I don't know. That is more constructive. But saying just because, like, and someone was saying, what does looks have to do with movie trivia? It doesn't. And people were saying that, oh, we all know this is why she's in the league, and it's like, no, she has movie knowledge. You saw that match last year where she came back.
Like, she has tons of movie knowledge.
Yeah.
She just got the wrong categories.
The questions weren't ones that she was able to pull at that moment. It happens.
Given Schmoe day.
That's any given day. That's always been like my mentality of it. This idea of like when people are like, I can't wait. These people are gonna get knocked out. They're gonna get KO'd. They're gonna get TKO'd. And I'm like, so you're saying this other person is gonna win by a KO, which means that you believe the other person just doesn't have it in them to get to round 3 or something like that. Like they can't answer that many questions, or you think they're definitely going to do that much because the other person is going to do it. Like there's a way to be, you can support, and based on, qualitative evidence of what's come before with like people and statistics, like you can probably make an estimate, you can make a guess, but you can't be like, this is going to happen right now, because you don't fucking know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah. Honestly, everyone in this league is meant to be in this league. We're not just in it because they were just like, we'll just put you in the league because why not? Like, no, everyone in this league is good, and it just And my teammate Nikki said it like best during Ladies' Night, that unfortunately we'll never all be able to showcase like all the knowledge that we have, because I know all of us, and even the fans, like we all have this knowledge in our head of movies, and you just may not be able to showcase it because sometimes the matches just don't go your way. And you can so I always say, you can study as much as you want, you just never know what you're gonna get. Besides, PJ knows what we're gonna get. But like, so other than that, though, like, yeah.
So just to bring it back, Scrappy Doo is a really annoying character.
He's the worst character.
Dude, what kind of dog is he? Can we talk about that real quick?
I thought he's Scooby's nephew, so isn't he still
He's
a Great Dane?
There's no way he's a Great Dane.
No,
the
Scooby
wolf
is not a
Great
great.
Dane?
Scooby's not a great.
Scooby's
Dane.
a Great Dane.
Yes, he is. Yeah,
Yes,
Scooby's
he
a Great Dane.
is.
He is.
Google it right now as I give my 2 cents on this real quick. I think all of y'all captured it perfectly. The only thing I will add is that I think we take the sports part of this. Yes, Scrappy-Doo is definitely Kratos. As far as I agree. But
I thought Scooby was a Ridgeback. Never mind.
Nope, he's definitely a Great Dane. How dare you question me?
A Ridgeback?
What is that, like a mountain lion?
No, it's just a big dog that has like on the back their hair stands. It's like their whole body's fine hair. Those are called Ridgebacks.
Yeah, it's like puppy power. Yeah, all that. But I think we get lost in the sauce with the whole sports aspect.
Goofy's a dog. Yes, Goofy's a dog because he's the only one that's.
Yeah, but what kind of dog? I think that's what she's asking.
No, is he a cow or is he a cow?
Peggy,
no, he's definitely a dog.
Peggy, come on the stream and ask that question.
Oh my god! I thought you were like very serious real quick, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Remember
I would say he's a boxer. I feel like Goofy's a boxer.
Hey, years ago, Bo Burnham brought up a very important point. If Mickey's a mouse, and Donald's a duck, and Goofy is a dog, what is Pluto?
I've been saying this, but I don't get it. Yeah,
Pluto.
Matt, you're gonna have to say this one.
Matt, who?
Or sorry, Chris.
Who?
Sorry, Chris. You're gonna have to say what kind of dog Goofy is.
Is this legit?
Is it like a legit answer?
If this is okay,
no,
so
no, I'm googling it.
I'll wait.
I swear that's what I found.
In the meantime, yes, Justin, I have seen the Supernatural Scooby-Doo crossover, and it was absolutely incredible.
It's really great. It's really, really great. Yeah.
Yes,
it was really good. I am a huge Supernatural fan.
Yeah, that Scooby Natural crossover was dope. But to add to the little conversation we had beforehand, I think we get lost in the sauce sometimes on the sports aspect of this. Because usually when we talk sports, we talk about the MLB, the NBA, NFL, we just talking to the open vacuum that is social media, or we talk to each other, we talk shit about our favorite teams, whatever. But in the Schmoedown, we're a much tighter community. It's not like I'm out here actively talking my shit to Anthony Davis. Can you please give me what kind of dog Goofy is?
It's not a joke. It's a real thing, so it's okay.
So
Thank
Goofy,
you.
It's
Goofy's a coonhound. That's what
I just googled it. It's a real thing because of he's black and tan, and if he was a type of dog, that's the kind of dog they think he could be. Others apparently think he might be a cow. I don't think that at all. He has the same facial structure as Pluto.
So Peggy, to answer your question, Goofy is a coonhound. Granted, think about when Goofy was created. I'll leave that there. But yes,
no,
I think we
get a
get
legitimate kind of dog.
No, but yeah. So I mean, yeah. But I think we get lost in the sauce in the whole Schmoedown being a sport, and we a lot of people look at it as if it's a sport, but at the same time, you don't see LeBron James in the comments or on people's tweets retweeting people's shit or going after people. And yes, Corey, you heard me correctly. But the Schmoedown, we're so much tighter and closer than that, and I hate when people are like attacking people's character, like the real life person. I get it if you don't like the boss Ben Bateman, or if you don't like the outlaw John Roca, that's fine. But you don't know these people.
We know one person that definitely loves Ben.
Yes,
that's on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Every time Ben is mentioned, he has to make a post. It's really great. No, never mind.
Peggy, that's what I thought too. I had heard he was a cow, but apparently he's not.
Yeah, I always thought Goofy was a dog, but I digress.
I've always got that mentality that he was a dog.
Just be good to one another. Be good people.
Well, he's reproduced. Do you know he's the only one that reproduced? He has a son. Nobody else has a son.
Yeah.
Or what Suge's trying to say is Goofy fucks.
Ah, god damn it, Jeff. Yeah, so Scrappy-Doo is definitely the most obnoxious character in Scooby-Doo lore. No one can even touch Scrappy. Is as far as I love Scrappy though. Boo Brothers is one of my favorite Scooby-Doo movies. I've seen that one a bunch.
That one's great. I'm really
Red Shirt Shaggy's the shit. Red Shirt Shaggy's the shit.
Yeah. Reluctant Werewolf's really great.
Ooh, great one. Shaggy.
I own almost all of them, to be honest with you. Like, I think up through Witch's Ghost I think I have it up through like
Cyber Chase?
Yeah, Cyber Chase I think is the last one. Because after that, like, they kind of fell off quality-wise, and so I kind of didn't keep up as much. Like, I'd watch them, but I wasn't picking them up. But, like, I have all those other ones. Ghoul School's really great.
Oh, damn.
No, those are nephews, Jonathan.
Those are his nephews. Huey, Dewey, and Louie are his nephews.
Yeah, you know what that means? Someone else in the actual universe fucks.
No, technically no, because ducks lay eggs. So
how do they get the egg? How do
they still do something to get it?
No, the egg is fertilized.
Wait a minute, guys.
I real quick, can I say I agree with Eric's comment where he's like, the competitors study in their bedrooms for nothing other than the love of the game and deserve more leniency on the criticism. And like, that's the thing. Like, again, people were that whole like Parker Hannah match where people were real mad over the Tartuga versus Tortuga thing. And it was like, if you've watched those movies, it kind of is like phonetically how it sounds if you're listening to how they talk. Like, I understood why Brandon would write it that way. And people were just so mad, and they were trying to throw out the fact that he had like a perfect round. And it was like, do we really have to go as far as like throwing players under the bus like that?
It's we go out of our way, and I'm not saying we do, but we go out of our way to almost nitpick these folks, and I don't understand it, and it's not even just, I know we've been joking around with the Reddit a lot today, but it's everywhere. It's the Twitter, it's the Facebook group, it's on after shows, it's in comments of YouTube videos. Like, it's everywhere, and we can't avoid it. And it's not everybody too. It's a small group, but because they're so damn loud, it's hard to avoid them. It's hard to just act like they're not there. And it almost bogs down what these folks are doing. Like, I bet when Paige, like, and I know when we spoke a couple weeks ago, and it's like, yo, like, I bet she's gotten so much shit just for missing a question in a damn match. It's like, yo, who? Yep. I'm like, I'm sorry, but who gives a shit? Like, she got it wrong. Move forward.
On to the next one.
I wrote the Reddit post for that one. I went after Paige hardcore. I was like, well, who does she think she is? That fake Boston accent.
Oh, front.
I'm actually British, guys, if you did not know. My horrible British accent for you guys. So.
No, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you, Chris. But I mean, I do come from a sports mentality, so I am a little harder on competitors and everything like that, you know. But I have an open DM. If I say something that bothers you, just message me. Be like, hey, I didn't appreciate you saying this. Let's have a conversation. Cool.
Yeah, you've also come a long way, bro. Like, you actually pay attention to the shit people say, and you're like, oh, I can see that this could rub people the wrong way. There's a difference.
Yeah, I try. I mean, unless it's Ben Bateman, then I just go after him. But before we continue, it looks like Mrs. Fabretti needs to head out. She has to go work on her. She needs to go work on her American accent, because we all know that's not. Yes. She doesn't have a Boston.
It's all
accent.
up front. It's a front.
I need to make it more proper, guys. So, but no, thank you guys so much for having me on. I appreciate it. It was a blast hanging with you guys. So
feelings mutual, per usual. Thank you so much, Paige. Thank you for coming on.
Have a great one.
We'll chat.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
And then Mr. PJ, I'm gonna kind of throw you under the bus though, PJ, right here. When are you coming on Spin from the Reel on a Monday? 5 o'clock.
Monday at 5. I think I could probably do that. Just DM me.
Yeah, Monday.
I'm always around. I just got a lot going on.
I always DM you. You always answer me.
And
It's kind of weird.
I gotta hit you up for us reconvening the family show for F9. We have.
I know. I'm just gonna say, from next Friday to like the Sunday after, no one's getting a hold of me. I'm taking a goddamn vacation. And
how dare you?
I need a fucking
How dare you?
You'll be back.
How dare you take a vacation, PJ? How dare you take a well-deserved break, you asshole?
Yeah,
I know.
Like, how dare you?
Legit.
Everybody go write a Reddit page on why PJ shouldn't take a break.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, PJ.
Have a great night. Be safe.
See ya.
I'll see y'all guys soon. Bye.
Go Crash.
Hell yeah. Love you, brother. God.
Apparently Corey Cameron's DMing me right now. Okay, Corey, you want to come at me, bro? Come at me.
What's
up, Don?
big love to all the folks who joined us today. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. All 19 of y'all watching us right now, thank you so much. All the guests we've had, a real star-studded.
This is a great
Schmoe the
number.
real.
Can we run through who our guests were tonight? We had Winston
Marshall. Yes.
We had Harper.
We had Paige Betty first.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. I was gonna go from it was Winston and then Paige and then Harper, PJ, Lacey.
We almost had another person, but they had to leave.
But they did have to leave right then and there, unfortunately.
I know you guys threw me under the bus when I was like, "Oh, we have another guest." You guys are like,
"No, it's in the private chat."
No. It wasn't. No. He had like 1 minute to be able to come on, and unfortunately, he came on, and then Harper went on one of those like incredible little monologues that he did there. And then by the end of it, he's like, I actually have to go. I mean, like, on the one hand, it's like, damn, would love to have heard you respond to that. And on the other hand, he could be like, damn, what if Harper scared him now? But obviously not. It's because the person just couldn't make it on here. But it very cool stuff.
We had a lot going on today. Yes, a lot of great guests. The confirmation of Buck getting canceled. That was 100% that was fantastic.
Buck is over party.
Yeah, the Buck is over party. You already know. Tweet that out right now. Make sure you mention him too. I believe it's Brandon Buck 88 on Twitter. Make sure you go ahead and tweet him. But before we wrap, any final thoughts on literally anything we've mentioned in the last 2 hours and 26 minutes?
I mean, personally, for me, it's look. I get it. And like I said, I am like, I'm come from a sports background. I'm very hardcore when it comes to sports. Chris knows this. Just have respect for the players. Like, if you want to say something about their gameplay, I think they will all agree, unless it's like some far out comment. They'll take it. They might not like it, but they'll take it. When you start talking about someone's looks, somebody's background, why they're only in the league because of this, they don't care, things like that. Yes. I mean, I made that comment about the flicker, the flick guy, Flickinger. I said that. If someone wanted to come at me about it, then come at me. I don't care. I am going to call it how I see it. But if you generally know somebody cares about the Schmoedown and they're trying their hardest, don't make the comment that they don't care or study or they don't put the effort, because you don't know that. You don't know what they do behind it. I mean, there's very few of us, Quiz Show, myself, actually get a behind the scenes when it comes to players, and they tell us things, and it's a privileged thing, and why we don't talk about. Trust me, I know things that if I could talk about, it would change your perspective. Yeah. Jeff knows things that if he could talk about it, it would change your perspective. We can't talk about it because it's privileged information, and so we don't do it, and we have to come at it as biased as we can. And that's how we've developed these after shows. We're supposed to not biased. Sorry,
unbiased.
The word unbiased. That was the word I was looking for. We talk about the matches. We try to make it fair as possible, and we give our thoughts. And the competitors don't make millions of dollars, like Nerd Chronic said. So we shouldn't be too hard on them. Yes, we enjoy it. Yes, we love the Schmoedown. Yes, we pay for the product. But be a little bit more understanding. Be a little bit more understanding, and understand that they're trying their hardest, and have fun with it. Don't make it so serious. It's not that serious anymore. It's fun. Christian's trying his hardest to give us a great product. The competitors are trying to give us a great product. The after shows are doing this for free. Like, none of us get paid for this. So be a little bit more understanding of the whole community, and just be thankful that we had something to keep us busy during this COVID, because let me tell you something, it probably would have drove me crazy if we didn't have this. So that's just my thought. Thank God Buck is canceled, because we don't need people like him in this community. So especially as brown people in the community, we don't need someone like that. Jesus, I know Buck. I hope Buck is having a great night tonight. Love you, brother. And make sure to check out support all after shows the best you can. You don't have to watch all of them, but support them all. Like I said, Malcolm, my boy, he was the first person I actually started learning the Schmoedown from. So I'm always going to be a Take 3 production stan. So shout out to Malcolm, Kristen Smith when she was there. They're still doing summit, Schmoedown summits, I believe, and he does a lot of other cool stuff on Facebook, going live and stuff. So make sure you check that stuff out. And Corey Cameron, Eddie Getting Schmoe Day, he does on stereo. Make sure to check it out. Him and Dagan give really good insight from a fan's perspective. I always love to go hang out and listen to them. They brought me on the show last time, which was awesome. And cool just to talk with Dagan and him and get their perspective. But he's a Chandru fan. It's really weird. Corey's such a nice guy, and he loves Chandru. I
like Chandru.
I don't see it. He's a villain. I'm not a villain person. But yeah, appreciate everybody that hung out tonight. Make sure to check me and Chris out on Mondays. Spin from the Real. Me and Chris are still doing Loki reviews since Jeff doesn't want to invite me on his show.
I just said you could come on our show. I said it earlier. Jesus, and then you
wait. Hold on. What did you say?
I said you could come on our show.
That's what she said.
Look, okay, Jeff, do you have any?
I saw where that was going.
Any before we wrap, any parting words, Jeff?
Yeah, I didn't realize that this conversation was going to be so Scooby-Doo centric, but I guess here we are. For any of you that aren't subscribed or whatever, we got Schmoe Me the Money, which is our channel. We trade off every Friday when we have the pay-per-views of who's hosting it. We do these crossover hangouts. Brandon asking, still going? I don't know. You're canceled. Why do you care? That is accurate. Anyways, you can find us at Schmoe Me Money. You can find me at GEOFF1106. That's Jeff1106 on Twitter. Follow us, please subscribe to Schmoe Me the Money. We got our Loki reviews on Wednesdays. Suge, you're always invited if you're available at our time slot. We also have our main show, Schmoe Me the Money, where we have people come on and discuss the week's matches. Sometimes if we don't get a panel now, as of this past week, we tried it out and it was fun. Just, the two of us actually trying to talk Schmoedown instead of let other people talk on that show. Probably gonna do some movie review stuff soon. We have the family show talking about Fast and Furious reconvening July 1st. That will be the day that we get to talk about F9, the Fast Saga. Other than that, with AJ Lancaster of What the Show, the two of us are recording. We have this project where we're recording episodes, and then soon, hopefully, they'll start to be released. It's currently a 14-part series on the Air Bud films and how they are a cinematic universe, or at least attempt to discuss them. And just kind of talking them and reviewing them. And when we say 14 parts, we mean Air Bud, Air Buddies, Snow Buddies, Space Buddies, Spooky Buddies, yes. Santa Paws, and then we'll see what we're gonna do after that. It's 14 parts is the minimum, because we'll see what we do after that.
Right.
But I don't give a shit what you don't like, Saul. So, yeah. Anyways, that's it for me. You go on to you, Chris. And I guess I'm done with my business now.
See, and with all of Jeff's business already being out there, seriously, just be good folks, be good people to one another. I know we like to bust each other's balls on this show, and a lot of the competitors do that with one another. But we don't know them. And Saul in the chat, he never just wants to chill. It's always send him the link. Here, Saul, we'll send you the link once we're done, so you can just come chill if you want.
Absolutely.
But no, seriously, be good to one another. Be good to the competitors. They're doing this for shits and giggles sometimes, they're not making like the buku bucks to come do some movie trivia. They're doing it for fun. And honestly, I like watching it, and I bet a lot of y'all do too. So just be good to each other, be good to the folks in the space on whatever platform. I know we like to dog on the Reddit, but a lot of the conversations on Reddit are actually pretty good. And I've been subbed for a minute now.
A lot of that stuff is just poking.
We're being playful, guys. But
Thank you to all who
Scrappy Doo in a Scooby Doo story.
No, Scrappy sucks. But thank you all to everyone that watched, to everyone who's been watching for the last few hours. It's been a blast. Thank you all so much. This is probably the most Schmoedown conversation we've had in one of these. So thank you
for as long a period of time as it has been too. Jesus.
Yes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Schmoe Me the Money as well. Like the video if you're watching this after the fact. Leave a comment as well. Make sure you go ahead and follow us on all the social medias. I had the little thing. Oh yeah, we're doing a 250 sub special on June 26th. That is going to be 2 Saturdays from tomorrow. It'll be all of us here on Watt just doing what we just did now, talking about Scrappy Doo for 2.5 hours, and I cannot wait to do it.
And remember, if you donate $25, I will take a shot. So I'm gonna have to get a couple bottles, and you're gonna see Suge passed out. Make sure to follow Chris Anthony Lopez on TikTok. So I just hit 1,000 subscribers, so I'm gonna be going live. We're gonna get Anthony to 1,000 subscribers, so we can go live together and do our bullshit on there. So yeah, check that out. If you're not following me, make sure to follow me because I will be going live starting soon, and I want to get Chris live too because he does some cool wrestling. If you're into wrestling, go check out his stuff. He has some bad takes though, but
we need to stop it. If speaking of wrestling, you can check out my wrestling podcast. It actually went up today. Wrestle Reel, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central every Friday. Real Talk this Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Spin from the Reel. You'll see our ugly mugs on there on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, and of course, Really Scared, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Thursday. And plus, we have some more stuff coming very, very soon. Without Zach Burkett, we do love Zach Burkett over here at Spin from the Reel and Schmoe Me the Reel. Thank you guys so much for watching. And do we miss anything? Do we want to? Is there anything else I missed? Subscribe, all that fun stuff. Yeah, Schmoedown. Don't forget, guys, Spin from the Reel, not from the pegs. We'll see y'all next time on Schmoe Me the Money's channel. Go subscribe to them. Bye. Adios.